Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Con Air. We're cleared for takeoff. So when we are in the Bindover trial, day 2, part 3, we make sure that we got our taco salads. Bobby has some moonshine, and we are going to wrap up. This is our goal, to wrap up the Bindover trial. We have the prosecution's report, we have their presentation, and we have all the notes. So thanks for being patient while, the captain had a few things to iron out. And let's get into it. I have a few things to show you. Before we get into it, I am going to thank our friend Jamie for stage tonight. All right. First, I want to say hello. Oh, okay. Wait, one more thing. I also appealed to YouTube, and I knew I was going to figure out a way. I found the first 2 that were deleted from YouTube scripts on StreamYard. So I downloaded them and I got the transcripts, and I included them in my appeal. Like, can you stop? If it becomes an issue, I'm going to tell Emily D. Baker. She's on the phone with YouTube. Emily, Emily, I don't remember this. I didn't know her then, but apparently she had like 3,000 subs for like 2 years because she did like techie stuff. So there we are. I'm going to come and say hello. Hi, Rhonda Dell. Oh, Cleveland. Oh, yes. Cleveland. Yes. Oh, good. Maybe you can help us with some of our acronyms. And if I accidentally, if I do a little Natalie Shirilla accent, that's because we love you. Yes. Wait, the audio wasn't working? There's no microphone. I couldn't get it to work in like the 5 minutes that I was giving myself. I thought it was literally going to be a button. If you can't hear me. Alamo, Texas. Welcome. Ranger. Yes, Georgia. Oh, I think you're our second friend. Awesome. I'm going to put it in. Bobby. That thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, I did also take all of your advice. So I have tomorrow off. Today is my Friday. And I took all of your advice on the sweatshirt that I found that I think is going to be so perfect for my Con Air is camo. And I thought that would be perfect. Bet. Oh, I have it all. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, wait until it's there. It's literally just, for some reason, not showing on YouTube yet, but hopefully within like the next 12 hours, I'll have that done. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Phil. Hi, Bobby, Rhonda. Hi, everyone. Bobby, thanks for hitting me up. Thanks for our flight path. Tasha, welcome. Teaming. Oh, you're the 9590. Oh, Bobby. Amy has taco salad. I gotta go. Hi, Deb is here. Yes, Debbie. Everyone was worried about you last night, Deb. You are a fixture on the Con Air crew. We missed you last night, and I am sending you lots of love. Everyone, let's send Deb lots of love and light. Oh, I'm so glad you made it. Oh, you're busy, but you're folding laundry. That's okay. On Con Air, we are flexible. Bobby's working on it. Yeah, Bobby wanted to make sure that we were taking off on time. The maintenance crew wanted to make sure they weren't waiting on the runway for too long. All right. So we are going to jump right into the Bindover hearing. Then our goal is to try to do these in 2 hours. I actually don't mind the long ones, but I want to be very mindful of everyone else's time. So we're going to try to wrap it, like do it, be efficient, and be done. If that works. Well, you know, we don't really have rules. We have guidelines. I thought tonight was the meal was duck burger. Oh, those poor ducks. Everyone's got taco salad. All right. The Bindover. I did work on some more Mackenzie Shirilla Kendall stuff though. Oh, I forgot to look for the one report, but I'm going to put it together in a cohesive way, and we're going to review that one more time. Before we do that though, we are going to set some sacred space. I just was about to start, forgot, realized. If you'd like to set sacred space with me, I always have a candle go. This was the way I was taught. So if you have a different way, let us know, actually. That would be cool. I'd love to hear it all. Anyway, I always have a candle going, and I have sage, and I just like to blow it around me, take a few deep breaths, like center, and then I call in Archangel Michael on the south, Kuan Yin and Isis on the west. Let's do Sandalphon in the north, and the Magdalena clan on the east. We'll ask the grandmothers of the universe to surround the sacred space, and we'll ask Raphael to be our bouncer, only allowing. Oh, and can we stay above board so that nothing can kick us off? It's really killing my retention. Just kidding. I just thought I would say that since I was looking at it, you know, because we're the big time now. Anyway, so we've set sacred space, called in the quarters, and we are going to look at this Bindover hearing, and we are looking forward to wrapping it up. And what else can we learn from it? I don't know. All right. Okay. I know that a few of our friends do love to follow along. And okay. Let's see. You probably don't need me to be that big. It takes away from your view. Actually, all right. Oh, wait. You know what? Hold on. I just saw that we have some super chats. Or, whoa. Oh, excuse me, friends. Brian, this is my homie. He's my friend in real life, out in the wild. Hi, Brian. Thank you so much. Oh, Tracy Bradford, welcome to the crew. Grab a chair, grab a table, or grab a seat at the table. We don't know what's for dinner. It sounds like duck burgers and moonshine. And somebody is going to have a side of taco salad. Hi, Kendall. Oh, congratulations, 23 months. Oh, thanks for the super chat. You love these nights? Me too. I appreciate you. Jamie Tibbetts is looking forward to it. I love you guys. Woohoo! Thank you, everyone. Thanks for thinking of me. That was really nice of you. And now we are going. Thank you all. I love it. You know, I'm very grateful. We are now jumping into the Bindover hearing. This is where we left off. So let me go back up. Oh, right. Okay. I'm going to do a quick recap. I forgot where we were. Welcome back. If you're new, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. We are going to go back into the Bindover hearing for Mackenzie Shirilla. We're on day 2, part 2. And it's really our part 2. So what a Bindover hearing is when you go from the baby court, juvenile court, up to the big dogs. You're in the big leagues now. Either your crime was bad enough that you should be tried as an adult, your charges, or they just don't see you rehabilitating in the children's court system. Mackenzie turned 18 3 days after the accident, and she was faced with 12 felonies. So the state is now in court presenting to a judge why Mackenzie should be in the court system, the big boy court system, for the vehicular manslaughter times 2. We are now we finished the lead detective's job, which I have so many more questions. Hey, Detective Awesome, Saki, if you are available for a few questions, even over email, I have a few questions. the lead detective just wrapped up. He had like a direct, he was on the stand for hours. He had like direct, cross, direct, recross. Now we are on to the medical examiner. The medical examiner was just introduced. They went through his qualifications, why he qualifies as a medical examiner, which is actually not every state has medical examiners. They have coroners and they're elected officials. So this is a coroner, and he just got on the stand. We stopped after he was introduced, and we're going to go back a little bit so we can come forward because I can't remember what he was talking about. So hopefully everyone's caught up. Everyone feels like we're on the same page. And now we are going to read the Bindover, the examination. Okay. He just finished his like qualifications. If you want to read any of this stuff, there's FOIA docs or FOIA drops, grab it. But I'm fully skipping over his qualifications. If he's on the stand, they already think he's qualified enough. It doesn't matter what we think. So that's where we are. Thank you for coming. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, of course, for spending your time with me. I love you guys. Abio. All right. This is Dr. Philo. Okay. And he just got on the stand. They're swearing him in. He has been a forensic pathologist for 25 and a half years. At one time they were a coroner's office and he was the deputy coroner and the chief deputy coroner, but now they're a medical examiner's office. I'm assuming from one of the crime or trials we watched that a medical examiner is actually a medical degree, but that could be presumptuous. Okay. So now this is Tim Troop. He is the prosecutor and he is questioning Dr. Philo. So, and your role is part of the role. Okay. Basically what he's asking him is, do you determine the cause and manner of death when folks in this county pass away? Yes. And how do you go about making those determinations? The cause of death is a psychological process. Oh, wait, we did this. Physiological, not psychological, physiological process the body goes through that accumulates or finishes with their demise. So generally, we do that with either an autopsy, a medical record review, and sometimes we have to do the ancillary testing if there's no gross or with our naked eye appearance of what may have caused someone to pass away. So the most common cause of unaliving, I don't even know what we're allowed to say, is going to be heart disease. We did read this the other night, so we're just getting caught back up. That's essentially a heart attack. There are thousands of causes of death, and they can be anywhere from blunt force trauma, sharp trauma, gunshot wounds, cancer, stroke, anything that ultimately leads to, I guess, not being alive. So we determine the cause of death generally based on examining the body in one way or another. The manner of death is based primarily on the circumstances surrounding the person's death, and we rely on, And we rely on the investigation, the manner of death, primarily with the investigation of law enforcement. And then we correlate those findings with our autopsy findings in order to determine the manner of death. Whereas there's thousands of causes of death, there's only 5 manners of death. And even though there are causes, there's only 5 manners. So you could die from X, Y, and Z, but he's going to narrow it down to just 5 reasons. They include natural, which is going to be when someone dies from biological process, such as a heart attack or cancer. Unaliving themselves is when someone takes their own life. An accident. So these are the manners. So it's either an accident, suicide, natural. We have an accident when it's caused by something that's unpredictable or unknowable. Homicide is when someone takes someone else's. And an undetermined is when we just can't quite fit it into one category or another. So we use undetermined as a rare potential manner of death. Okay. Those are the causes of, the 5 manners of death that you just described to the court. Are those legal determinations that are made by the medical examiner? No, they are medical determinations. I just want to make sure that everything is going okay on the sound and the lighting. Okay. Whew. All right, you guys are good. All right, I'm going back. The cause of death is sometimes determined closely at the time of the autopsy or soon after, and the manner of death will follow based on the information that comes into our office. So generally, as I said, if it's blunt trauma or something where we know with certainty that anyone would die with those types of injuries or natural diseases, we can determine the cause of death as we're doing the autopsy. Okay, Troop. Now, did you not perform an autopsy on either of the men in this car? Is that correct? Oh, that's interesting. I personally did not. That's correct. Okay, but you were able to shed some light on the information. Okay, I think what this just happened was he said, you did not perform an autopsy on the boys like Dominic and Davion. And I thought he meant they didn't have an autopsy. And I was like, oh gosh. But he just meant like this doctor himself didn't do it. Okay, but you were able to shed some light on this information. You're able to interpret the information contained in the documents generated by the medical examiner's office? Yes. Okay, Mr. Troop. I'm going to first, if I may approach the witness, Your Honor, hand you States Exhibit 41 and 103. Please hold. We have Exhibit 41 and 103. Actually, let me hear him explain it a little bit, and then I can find it. We have the presentation here. Doctor, would you please identify 41 and 103 for the court? States Exhibit 41 is a one-page document known as the medical examiner's verdict regarding the death of Dominic. This is a one-page document that summarizes the investigation and the circumstances that led up to it. Okay, we are going to see if it is in our the state's presentation. I bet you they don't have it in here, but I don't want to, oh gosh, no, but if there was any, oh, here it is, medical records. Okay. Oh wait, this is her medical. Is this Dominic's? I'm just looking. Oh, you guys can look with me actually, if you want. I'm just looking. Oh, this is Mackenzie. Crash reconstruction. Expert. Forensic. All right. I just don't know if they, oh, wait. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Okay. EDR. Breaking. I just don't know if they put the autopsy stuff in here. I apologize. Okay. All right. Well, guys, I showed you this, right? This, you don't even have to know anything about marketing, but this looks like 3 criminals that the state is presenting. But this is the presentation to the grand jury. Okay, back to the Bindover. We don't have their auto, and if we do have it, I might have it in the FOIA drop. But this is a one-page document that summarizes the investigation and the circumstances surrounding this individual's death, and it is signed by the medical examiner, Dr. Thomas Gleason. The State's Exhibit 103 is a 4-page document regarding the death of Dominic, and this is a 1-page of a summary of the autopsy findings, followed by 3 pages describing, if this is in the document dump, I haven't found it yet. I didn't even look for it. I'm not really into all this stuff. What Dr. Thomas Galita found, who did the autopsy, and what he saw at the time. This summary page will have all of the blunt force trauma that led to this individual's death, and it is signed by both Dr. Galita and Dr. Gleason. The final page of the State's Exhibit 103 was the date that Dr. Galita finished his report, and that is October 12th of 2022. Okay, are you able to tell from looking at the document if the date that Dr. Galita finished the report is the same date that he conducted the autopsy? I can tell. The autopsy was done on the 1st of August, and the report was finalized on October 12th, 2022. So August 1, August, September, October. Okay, so it's almost like August, September, October. So it's like 2.5 months in between. And do both of these documents bear the cause and the manner of death? Yes. And what are they on each exhibit? The cause of death is listed as blunt force impact to the head, the trunk, and the extremities with the skeletal, visceral, visceral and soft tissue injuries, and the manner of death is listed as auto fixed objects, accident, passenger. This means that this was a traffic accident or a traffic fatality in which he was the passenger of a vehicle that struck more than one fixed object. Okay, thanks. Sure. Handing you Exhibits 42 and 104, would you identify those, please? States Exhibit 42 is the medical examiner's verdict regarding the death of Davion Flanagan. It is a one-page document that summarizes the circumstances surrounding this individual's death, and this document is signed by the medical examiner, Dr. Thomas Gleason. States Exhibit 104 is a 5-page document regarding the death of Davion Flanagan, and this consists of a one-page summary of the autopsy findings that are signed by the autopsy pathologist, Dr. Todd Barr, as well as the medical examiner, Dr. Thomas Gleason. And then the next 4 pages are a specific description of what Dr. Barr found while he was performing the autopsy. Dr. Barr completed his report and signed and dated the last page on September 12th, 2022. All right. Are you able to tell when Dr. Barr conducted this autopsy? Yeah. Yes, I can. He conducted the autopsy on August 1st, 2022. Do Exhibits 42 and Exhibit 104 bear a cause and manner of death for Davion? Yes, they do. And what are they? They are the same. And it lists the cause of death as multiple blunt force injuries. The manner of death is auto-fixed objects, accident, passenger. And again, the manner of death is a medical determination, not a legal determination. Oh, so this is true. And again, the matter of death is a medical determination, not a legal determination. Is that your testimony? Yes. And those cause and manners of death are those rulings made based on the information available to the medical examiner at the time of the autopsy, both at the time of the autopsy and the completion of our reports. Okay, thank you, Mr. Troop. One moment, please, Your Honor. Sure. All right, I have no further questions. Oh, yes. Oh, Mr. Mackenzie says, no questions. Mr. Troop, thank you. The witness, you're welcome. Prior to completing and making, so the court is asking the witness a couple of questions. Prior to completing and making a decision on a manner of death, are the forensic pathologists provided with like the police reports or crime scene photos or any other investigative material by the police officers and the detectives? Witness, yeah. Yes, before a manner of death is indicated, we rely on the police investigation records. And based on the verdict, which is a summary of where we got our information from, there's a document listed there of where the manner of death was determined. The court, thank you. Witness, sure. The court, anything else based on that? Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. McDonald. No. The court, thank you so much for being here. You may step down now. The witness, you're welcome. The state, you may call your next witness. Your Honor, pending admission of the state's exhibits, we will rest. The court, all right. Let's go through the exhibits. Do you have them all in order? Do you have a running list of them? I do, but it just went out the door with Miss Blonde, Capach. The court, I have 1, 2, and 3 being the videos. No objection. The court, 1 being the right-hand turn. Okay, we have these. We're going to follow along with the court. I just want, before I play them though, I'm going to make sure that they play them. Okay, I'm just pulling it up in case they do start playing it. Then we're going to play it. We're doing all the same stuff that the court's doing. Okay. All right. 1 is the right-hand turn from Pearl to Progress. 2 is the Parma movers. And then 3 is the video of the actual impact. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor. Okay. No objection. All right. So have they watched these in the courtroom yet? Let's see. Okay. I don't have a 4 or 5. All right. So I'm just reading ahead to see if they are actually playing it. Hold on. I'm just going to share. Well, okay, we're going to play this video. If you haven't seen it, there's only a little bit of sound, and this is exhibits 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So there's no sound right here. Ugh, I hate that video. Okay. All right. So we just had, okay. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, so that was exhibit 1, 2, and 3. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor. Okay, so no objection. I don't have a 4 and a 5. Did I miss that? No, we don't have a 4 and a 5. Actually, we do. 4 was a map, an overview Google map that was shown to, well, a couple of witnesses. Mr. McDonald. No objection. Oh, I'm like, Timmy Troop, where were you? The court, is that the one that you used in your opening statement, Tim? Yes, Your Honor. Okay, got it. All right, so I'm going to see. Oh, okay, here we go. We are going to look at this with the court. Okay, this is I'm guessing. I don't know. Obviously, I haven't seen the. I didn't see what Google map they're talking about, but I'm just guessing this one because this is the first map that's in their grand jury presentation. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. We can see this. So I just am guessing that this is the Google map. Call synopsis. July 31st, 2022 at 6:15 a.m., the city of Strongsville was alerted by a passerby who called 911 to report a motor vehicle crash. Strongsville police and Strongsville fire units were dispatched to Progress Drive at right here. So at Alameda Drive for a motor vehicle crash where a Toyota Camry had impacted the Politco building at 11792 Alameda Drive. Okay. What's the next piece of evidence, Troop? And then number 5 was a photograph. I don't think that I showed number 5. Okay, 6 is the patient care report, I believe, from the Barra Fire Department. That's correct. No objection. And 7 and 8 are Mackenzie's medical records. Okay, hold on. I want to see if. Okay, so wait, Mackenzie's medical record. I don't think we actually got the medical record, but I know we have the fire department patient care report. All right, I'm going to show you. This is still the call synopsis that the prosecutors presented. We're going to go back up to the top. Oh, they're just showing her delinquent behavior in the first presentation we looked at. The fire department's report, we don't have that. So we are just going to look at the rest of this call synopsis. And I can look for the fire department's I mean, I'll have it if we want to look at it. I do want to look at it. I just want to see what there's there. So this is the Strongsville police officers, Glassy and Zielinski. Zielinski's the rookie. They were the first on the scene. 3 occupants were in the vehicle that had to be mechanically extracted. The driver, 17-year-old Mackenzie, was removed from the driver's seat. She was alive and flown to Metro. The front passenger Dominic Russo, and the rear passenger, Davion Flanagan, were both DOA. While Mackenzie Shirilla was being assessed by medics, one of them located a digital scale in a clear baggie containing mushrooms that weighed over 6 grams. The items were in her waistband. Okay, I am going to I do want to look at this patient care report. Or am I being too anal? I mean, I guess we don't really need it. I'm just going to see if I can find it really fast. Let's just look at it. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of them. Okay. This is affidavit. All right, that is not the criminal. I mean, what I was just looking at is a criminal care thing. I'm just looking for the patient care report. It looks like the fire department took her to court too, or there's something with court, and we can look at it. But oh wait, is this the patient care report? Oh, this is the billing report. Okay, that's good. Well, they were not playing. I'm just going to type in patient care. And then if I don't find it, we'll keep going. Oh, found it. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm assuming this is that it's a statement from Brett Stanslau, but where's the patient care report? I'm going to come over and say hi. I have to run to the bathroom really badly. I don't know why I have to go so bad. I'm going to come and say hello for a quick minute, and then I'm back. I have a 9-month-old. Oh, that's right. Hi, Bobby. Okay. Am I being too anal wanting to read all these reports? Because I want to be really respectful of your time. If so, we'll just keep flying through this evidence exam stuff. We haven't read that stuff together, and I don't mind. I just want to be super respectful. And, the pilot, I have stuff to do. Yeah, both came home today. Oh, they did. Oh, so Bobby has a 9-month-old Italian Greyhound and a 7-week-old Border Collie Blue Heeler. Cute. Yeah, Big Sister Unhinged. Oh, yeah, we talk about her all the time. Thanks, Rhonda. Yeah, Christine Russo's podcast. Yeah, we talk about her all the time. I signed it, and I was at the fundraiser. Okay, we're talking signing petitions. Oh, Marblehead. Oh, Marblehead. One of my old bosses used to be, when I lived in Colorado, he was from Marblehead. Have you guys seen? All right. Oh, you didn't have a notification? Turn on the notifications when you please like, share, subscribe. You guys, I'm sorry. I can't even concentrate. I will be literally right back. You know where? Nature calls. I just have to run to the bathroom very quickly. BRB. back. Oh, okay, I'm back. All right. So we are, thank you guys for your patience. All right. What? Oh, no notification. Turn on your notifications. Well, oh, wait, Rhonda, this accident was local for me. I'm 12 minutes away. Yikes. I love Marblehead. Hi, everyone. My real life friend, Brian. I call, whenever I meet anyone from YouTube, I call it out in the wild. And one time, a couple of times when I haven't been with my family, I met people and I'm like, where's my family? Mostly during the Karen Reed case. All right. So let's, oh, good. You have a puppy. Okay. Oh, Kendall, money talks. What's Kendall say? Read it all. I'm so nosy, but would never read it on my own. Okay. Well, the people have spoken, and the captain is here to make your flight the most enjoyable flight. And thanks for buying my lunch tomorrow. Love ya. Thank you. Yeah, we'll do that. Yep, what Kendall said. Yeah, everyone's into it. Oh, Deb, welcome back. We missed you last night, and I hope you're feeling better, and we're sending you lots of love and light. Oh, yeah. The school reports. Claudia, welcome. Oh, yeah. Did we ever read through the school? I don't think we needed to read through. Well, I don't know if we ever did. If we need to, we can. All right, we're going into the, where did I just put that? Well, we have a criminal division for the Barra. I think this fire department sued her. I don't know. That was just an assumption. So I am looking for the patient care report because we have statements. Patient care report. I am just looking for the patient care report. Oh, here it is. All right. We are going. Oh, wait. They have, because they had a few fire departments there. This one is Strongsville Fire. We need that's Strongsville. I don't even, if someone's there, can you sound out or how to pronounce this town? Barrera, I think is what it's called. All right, we're going to have to go with the Strongsville one because I don't know where the other one is. All right. So I'll hide so everyone can see. All right. Shout out to Kendall. Thanks for buying me lunch. Appreciate you, boo. And we are going to read or go through the Strongsville Fire Department's report. The exhibit the exhibit they presented was actually, oh yeah, oh thanks Jamie, yes, Berea. Okay, hopefully that's the right pronunciation, but we're reading Strongsville's right now, but I'll come back and look at that, Rhonda. Thank you. Okay, Strongsville Fire Department, incident type 322, motor vehicle accident with injuries. Incident number 2022-3755. The incident date was on July 31st. The ER exposure ID, I don't know if that matters for us. Oh, but you know it does, that longitude and latitude number. Okay. Well, we'll just go through it. ER exposure ID. If you're listening in the background, we are going through the exhibits that the state is checking off with the court to make sure that they have all the exhibits, and we didn't have this. So we're going over the Strongsville Police or Fire Department's report. Okay, it happened at 11792 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. And it was a location type of a street address. This report was completed by David L. Hafner on July 31st. Report was reviewed by Neil Rosman on August 2nd. It was printed by Jack Draves on August 8th, Total number of apparatus on call, 6. Total number of personnel on call, 14. Oh, so they called people in. Aid given or received, mutual aid received. Oh, that was because it was they called in multiple towns. Primary action taken, 33. Provided advanced life support. Type of service requested. Mass casualty incident? No. Complaint reported by dispatch. Traffic or transportation incident. Narrative from dispatch. Reference CAD number. Oh, I'm going to reference CAD number 2208. Hold on. We're going to reference CAD number. I'm looking it up while I type this in. 22086777. Guess who's about to reference CAD number? Us. Okay. So reference CAD number 22086777. The police department was on the scene, stating that the vehicle was split in half. Send fire department. 623. 3 occupants, no one is conscious and no one is breathing. Driver is breathing, not conscious. All need extraction. Medical attention needed for the 3rd patient. Okay. Berea? I don't know, dispatched. Flight for Life is engaged. The vehicle is upright against a building. Paging for backfill. M-L for both ACs. Okay, so the ACs are, I'm guessing, the people in the car. ML, I don't know what that means. Flight for Life will send a second chopper. Oh, this is when they're calling that Dominic had a pulse. They did. Oh, we've watched this in the body camera. Flight for Life will send a second chopper. They'll call whoever's on the ground back with an ETA. I don't know what DC Algebai, I don't know, enters. Metro advanced first chopper. Okay, so the chopper is taking off. That was at 6:39. At 6:27, they called for the Flight for Life or the chopper, and 12 minutes later, the chopper takes off. The ETA, okay, so they called out that the chopper took off at 39. At 6:41, they gave a call out of 5 to 10 minutes ETA. So clear the area and make space. The first Flight for Life lands. Oh, wait, no, he's apparently relaying. I think this is radio traffic. This would be way easier to just watch the video than me reading it. We have the video. Cancel the second Flight for Life at 6:44. 2 DOAs. There's only 1 patient. 6:45, second Flight for Life canceled, or life flight canceled. Estimated time for the first one is 5 minutes. 6:49, life flight enter. I think it's landing. The helicopter's landing. That's fast. 3 responding. Berea? I don't know. Backfill. Additional page sent for Strongsville. Oh, so they need more help. Strongsville Fire Department has 2 responding. At 7:37, there were 3 available at Strongsville Fire Department. Oh, at 7:48, they call a coroner. And at 8:41, the fire department units cleared the scene. Incident narrative. Motor vehicle accident, car V building by David Hafner. On July 31st he wrote this. So the fire department left at 8:41 and he wrote this an hour later at 9:47. Narrative. C4, E3, and M1 were dispatched for a motor vehicle accident, car V building. Entrapment noted. C4 upgraded to include E2. Is there a cheat sheet for these acronyms? Some of their reports have like a key. What are those things called? When you look on the right, and isn't it like a key? Anyway, I don't see anything, a cheat sheet. So we're just going to go through it. Okay. Well, basically, they're dispatched for a car V building. C4 upgraded to include E2, M4, and mutual aid squad. Life flight was requested to Strongsville. HLZ to be determined. E3 on scene started extraction procedures on the driver's side of the vehicle. E2 arrived on scene and advised by E3 to handle the passenger side extraction. Oh, engine 2. Duh. That was really special. Engine 2 arrived and advised engine 3 to handle the passenger side. C4 spotting near HLZ. Are there any fire department people in here? Okay, determined to be a parking. Oh, okay. So the C4 is looking for a place for the helicopter to land. Determined to be a parking lot across the street from the incident scene is where they landed the helicopter. M1 crew handled first extracted male and redacted. He was pronounced unalived. Second entrapped patient was pronounced dead on the scene and left inside the passenger's side front seat. Extraction to the passenger door so the coroner could free the body from the vehicle. Third victim was the driver, was extracted and treated in the ambulance with the firefighters and the police officers on scene. At conclusion, Strongsville Fire Department units placed in service. M1 remained on the scene until all the bodies were transferred back to the coroner's vehicle, or back to M1. Number of people on an apparatus, 0. Okay. So we're going to skip that if it's all 0. Geez, this alarm. Oh, whoa, this alarm. Wow, this is really fast. The alarm went off at 6:21:17. They were dispatched at 6:21:44, and they were en route 14 seconds later at 6:22. Dang. And they arrived on scene at 6:27. They cleared the scene at 8:41. They took their engines, like the fire trucks. They went lights and sirens, and they were there to help 3 people. Okay, these are all of the vehicles they took, how they got there. Okay, more units. All these vehicles were there. I would say that this fire department does not play. All right, personnel on call. Oh, that's why they called out AJ Aljabai. Okay, got it. His name was it must have been the dispatcher, said his name, and I was like, who's that? Okay, Mark Biley, Lee Brass, Mark, we better see a Jacob. Oh, actually, there's another fire department that could be there. Okay, these are all the names of the firefighters. There's a lot of them. And David signs it, or he's writing the report. Pre-hospital care report summary. This is call number 20. Okay, date 7/31, call 220898. Okay, billing they don't waste any time with the billing. Here we go. Okay, DOA, like no resuscitation. Okay, they didn't, he was DOA. The call was a 911 response, and it was an emergency to 11792 Alameda Drive. Okay, crew members. These are all the guys. Oh, and these are the patients. Oh, no, this is not related to drug use. Current meds, unknown. They didn't have anyone to give them the information. Oh my gosh. They want to know who the payer is. Okay. All right. Then Doug Callan assessed him. Oh, ABC, airway, breathing, and circulation. Redacted. We were dispatched to stated address for a car V manufacturing building. Upon arrival, Engine 2 and Engine 3 crews were already on scene working on the extraction. The car had, that's probably why it's Barrera. That's why they wanted because they're probably the department working on the extraction. The car had heavy front damage to it. Alcohol and drugs were observed to be in the car. Officers on scene stated that the car was found in the building by a passerby and was unknown how long the car had been there for. Our patient appeared to be unrestrained. Upon contact, he was found sitting on the lap of the front seat passenger with his body facing the left side. Patient did not appear to be breathing and was completely flaccid. Redacted. Southwest was called and we spoke with Dr. Maloney and notified him that this was an obvious DOA. Time of death was called at 6:54. We remained on the scene and transferred the patient over to the coroner. Okay, signatures for Davion. I am curious, though, about this. Hold on. I want to go back to he was facing out the window. And one of the reports said that Dominic's head was out the window. It says, okay, our patient appeared to be unrestrained. Upon contact, sorry, I'm going to read this one more time. I think we're solving those. All right. I don't want to do that. Our patient was unrestrained. Upon contact, he was found sitting in the lap of Dominic with his body facing the left side. What? I don't know. I thought his head was going to be down by his legs. I don't know. Okay. Well, we're going to put a pin in that because I think that's going to become important to us as we were trying to figure out their pre-hospital care. None. He was DOA. Okay. This is, I just want to see. Oh, this is for Dominic. Okay. DOA, same thing. I want to see what his body position is on this report. Okay. They did the ABC. All right, hold on. These are the comments. Okay. Mechanical, motor vehicle collision with dash deformity, motor vehicle collision, death in the same vehicle, motor vehicle collision, side post deformity, space intrusion, 1 foot occupied, motor vehicle collision, steering wheel deformity, windshield spidered, person thrown or run over, or over 20-mile-an-hour impact. Trauma was penetrating trauma. Toyota Camry versus corner of brick building at a high rate of speed. No visible brake marks. Massive damage to vehicle, including separation of front end from the body and major intrusion into the passenger compartments. Then they did the ABC test. Redacted. Whoa. Wait a second. Oh, no, this is a few days later. Okay. Posted speed is 30. Estimated speed 90. Weather was clear. Shirilla. This victim was the front passenger in a one-car motor vehicle accident, car v building. Massive damage to multiple parts of the vehicle. Redacted. Paramedics determined the victim to be DOA and focused efforts on the savable victim. Victim was visually assessed on scene, and this report was completed by AC Neil Rosman after the fact, due to no available identification and transport of the victim by the medical examiner. Okay. All right. Then this is the Strongsville CAD report. So this is the, why don't we just watch? Oh, we did read this. Okay. We read these. Natalie, Shannon, people involved. Natalie, Shannon, Shirilla. She just can't keep herself away from her sister in trouble. I mean, her daughter in trouble. The Natalie is the people involved. Mackenzie, Davion, low test, Steve. Oh, this Patrick Joseph Deaver. Oh, that might be like one of the owners of a bill. Oh, that's the towing company. Anthony, Dominic. Kim Smith owned the building. Christine Lynn Russo. Scott Flanagan. And this is what we were looking at. We will not mention any names in the chat either, but this is what we were looking at the first night that things got a little frisky in here. Like, I was genuinely confused why some of these names appeared here. We will not say them in the chat, though, because we aren't really sure what's triggering it, but we're going to stick to our... I was very confused about this. If you're not sure what it is, he had a red jacket on in his police interview, and his mother. I was confused. Oh, we ended up figuring this out. Sorry, I remember now. We ended up figuring it out, but just to give you an idea of why. Okay, we're going to keep going. There's a car. Okay, back to us. I'm coming back to say hello. We did remember why. They were friends, and it was following it to his phone to the police station. So that's why. But at the time, we didn't know why. Yeah, Dom. Was it Dom? They said didn't have an ID. It's really weird. Like, some of the, well, in the body cam, one of the like fire or police officers recognizes Davion as a football player. He's like, he plays at Strongsville. Woohoo! Welcome to the members. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. All right. So, all right, let's see what else. Thanks for coming, everyone. I'm so excited you're here. Kendall, thanks for buying my lunch. I love you. Okay, we are going to go back to the Bindover, and we are going to see what the next exhibits are. All right, let's see here. Okay, 6 is the patient care report. All right, that's correct. And no objection. 7 and 8 are Mackenzie's medical records. No objection. 9 is the crash data report. Oh, the crash daddies. Hey, crash daddies. All right, the crash daddy report, we love that, is, we did not go through that together, but we are about to, because we have it right here. The crash daddies. Man, I knew that they earned that nickname for a reason. Where is the crash daddy report? Okay, here's the crash daddy report. Oh, they're not showing this stuff. Well, who cares? We're not really in court. We're pretending. Okay. All right. Here is the crash daddy report. So the EDR data and analysis reviewed and analyzed by 2 different and neutral entities, OSP and SWIG. Pre-crash data. Okay. What the Tim Troop wants you to look at is pre-crash. Oh, holy smokes. Is this the point of impact? Yeah, it must be. Pre-crash data, -5 seconds to 0 seconds. 5th prior event. I don't know what any of that means, but I know I can explain this. If you're listening, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We are now looking at the EDR report that was submitted by the prosecution in the Bindover hearing to get Mackenzie out of juvenile court into the big boy court. This is the, if you can't see it, I'm going to explain it. The pre-crash data has -4.6 seconds. Oh, this is the 5 seconds of data. That's low test always talks about. So if we started at here, we watch it climb miles per hour, 88 miles, 88.2, 93.2, 96.3, 98. Okay, I'll just say 88 miles per hour, 93 miles per hour, 96 miles per hour, 98 miles per hour. It got to 100. Oh, and this is when she's airborne. This is when they go off and Davion pulls the steering wheel. I bet $1 million, because she starts slowing down. The max speed she hit was 100. And then they go off the grass a little bit, and she's 90, 99 miles per hour, 98 miles per hour, 97. And when they made impact, it was 96.9 miles per hour. The accelerator, pedal to the metal. The engine throttle was, oh, it hit 100. Okay, so this is the 5 seconds of data, and Steve had the audacity to argue it. Okay, sure, Steve. So it's like building speed. The accelerator was pushed all the way to the floor, and there was absolutely no braking. Yeah, that's kind of hard evidence to argue against. Okay. Mackenzie Shirilla did not apply the brakes and was in control of the vehicle. There was 0 brake oil used. She may have, I don't know, but here's where the steering wheel jumps. Okay. So that's basically the EDR report. Just think, if you watch the Karen Reed case, think of Crash Daddies. Okay, so 9 was the Crash Daddy report. Yes, Your Honor. No objection. 10 is the actual EDR analysis report. Okay, we saw that. Yes, Your Honor. Any objection? No. Okay, number 11 is the accident reconstruction report. Accident reconstruction. I know I saw that somewhere. Please hold. I'm looking for the accident reconstruction report. I remember seeing it. Crash reconstruction. Okay. All right. This is, if you're listening in the background, we now found the crash reconstruction report by Trooper Rawson. This is like the most anal trooper ever. He gets this down to the millimeters. We watched as he was like presenting this report. We had that. The speed in front of Parma movers. So the second to the last scene that we just saw was 98.1 miles per hour. The location, oh, wow. So that was this building has, oh, let me show you. Here they are. I'm going to make this a little bigger for us. Okay. So this is the first scene. The above, so we have 2 pictures, and the above image displays a screenshot taken from the southern camera's vantage point at 5:39:41 a.m. The Toyota can be seen entering the camera frame from the left, traveling west on Progress. And then there's another picture below it that the car has like moved. Oh, it's like down the street. I mean, she's going really fast. So this is where the camera is, and it's like filming over here. And they just popped it out so you could see. Then they're going to show that video surveillance camera. I mean, that video. Okay. That's as far as we're getting. Okay. So we just saw the crash reconstruction. Okay. Yes, Your Honor. Okay. So we've got all of our evidence together, Your Honor. No objection. The court. 12 is the report from Mark Sargent from the FEC. Okay, we read Mark Sargent's. What was the FEC Mark Sargent? Oh, this guy. Okay, the forensic exam. Mark Sargent. Ah, look at us. Good team. All right, Mark Sargent. He's the one that was like, made sure that there wasn't anything wrong with the car. So he did this really anal, well, I mean, it seems pretty anal, but it might not have been, forensic examination of the car. It is my professional opinion that the vehicle was free of defect at the time of this event and showed no evidence of a malfunction causing or contributing to this crash. This is when her Prada slippers like stuck to the floor. All right. Then, no objection. 14 is the Toyota service record. One of our friends wanted to see the Toyota service report, and we have an entire folder of Toyota. And we're going to go into it right now. Okay. Here we have the Toyota service is in here, I'm assuming. EDR Toyota Toyota service report. We have not looked at this together. Oh, wait. Am I sharing anything right now? Okay, phew. All right. This is the Toyota service record. Toyota Camry, model 2018. Yeah, let's see. Oh, it was you guts. I remember that. Okay. Here are the Toyota service reports. Date was June 16th, 2022. It was under warranty. Oh my gosh, this is really low mileage. It only had 31,933 miles. Okay. It was under warranty, and they needed to rebuild the vacuum pump using a repair kit. Okay. Repaired vehicle's vacuum pump assembly with repair kit. Performed the tire rotation and adjusted the tire pressure. There was a multi-point inspection of the vehicle. It's a general overview. Okay. A multi-point inspection is a general overview of the vehicle. Like the brakes and the diagnostics were all set. Where did this get done? Our pit crew inspired approach completed your maintenance quickly and identified additional needs. Our pit crew inspired approach completed your maintenance quickly. And it was written twice. Sorry, I didn't read that. There's additional work needed to keep your Toyota operating. Free courtesy automatic car wash. Okay. They are asking, I don't know if they actually did this. Oh yeah, I don't know. There aren't any dates, but what they're asking, rebuild the vacuum pump using the repair kit. It was a safety recall. Number 21 TA09 remedy notice. Certain 2018 to 2019 models, Camrys, had a sudden loss of power in the braking assistance. Oh, remember one of the experts explained this? It's like the old school days when you had to pump your brakes instead of slamming it. So the brakes never lost power. It was just the feeling of it like you're pushing on a sponge. So they replaced the pump and repaired the vehicle back. Okay, so they replaced it. Transaxle assembly. Customer states that at speeds over 30, you can hear the transmission whining while speeding up and slowing down. Check and advise. Complete. Replace the transmission. Whoa. What? That is wild. Oh, it's still under warranty. They had to replace the transmission at 31,000 miles. Wait, that is wild. Was it even 31,000? No, it was only at 27,000 miles. They had to replace the transmission. Yeah, Amy Carey just said, my 2015 Toyota RAV4 has like 68,000. I had a Toyota Camry with 120,000 miles. It was my first car. And there was literally like nothing wrong. It was just basic maintenance stuff. Something is telling me perhaps it's operator error, like getting a Toyota. I don't know. In my experience driving a Camry, I don't think I ever had to replace the transmission actually ever. And I had it like 120,000 miles. I didn't get it at 120. I think I got it at 90 though. And I don't think the transmission was ever replaced. Hi, Shades of Idaho. Okay, welcome. If you're just getting in here, welcome to the party. We are reviewing the Bindover court hearing. We're getting it done today to get Mackenzie out of juvenile and into the big boy court. Right now, we are looking over the exhibits that the prosecution and defense are going over with the judge to make sure everything's in order. And we are on the Toyota service records. And we're all just stating that in our experience with Toyotas or Camrys, they had to have the transmission. The transmission had to be replaced at 27,000 miles. That tells me, I don't know what it tells me, but it seems abnormal. So they got a new transmission at 27,000 miles. Okay. They're saying it was an internal failure in the transmission, so they replaced the transmission. She got the oil changed. There was another multi-point inspection. Oh, this is during COVID. Please be patient. Oil change, tire rotation. She got it inspected. Okay. So she got this car with 15,000 miles on it. So she crashed it with only like 30,000? Goodness. Okay, they did just basic stuff at 15,000 miles. You know, tire rotation in check, adjusted the tire pressure. They did an inspection. There must be something. This must be a lemon because all of the air conditioning, the transmission, this says the heating system. When the blower is on the lowest setting, there's a squeak type noise that can be heard. There appears to be debris in the blower motor. Oh, like, yeah, don't say. That's what I mean, Rhonda Dell. I think these are operator errors because I had a Camry and it was a great first car. Excuse me. Okay. So now there's a debris in the heat, like in the vent. Okay. All right. Apple CarPlay. Replace the cabin filter. Customer states that the heater makes a chirping noise at low speeds. Okay. She got an oil change at 9,000. Did they buy this car brand new? Okay. They did a general overview of the vehicle. And they found repair or replace the driver door damage. Replace the driver door chrome molding. Okay. So they bought the chrome molding for it at 4,000 miles. It was fine. Okay. They're just doing like a oil change, pretty normal. 3,000 miles. Oil. How often is she changing? I don't know. What are these years? Because when did she turn 16? 2019 is when this is happening. Maybe her mom drove it first. She got a car wash. Oh, yeah, maybe your mom did because they must have bought this brand new. Oh, we're down to 1,500 miles. They rotated the tires, adjusted the fluids. Holy smokes. They bought this car with 1,500 miles on it. Man. And she crashed it with 30,000 miles. So, Guts, did that answer your questions? Hopefully that did. All right. So we read the Toyota service report. No objection. 15 through 31 are photos of a car that Mark Sargent took. Okay, we have those pictures. Okay, this is a statement. That's the prosecution. All right, so now I'm just looking for the car pictures that Mark Sargent took. Oh, guys, remember how I said, there's no medical records? Found it. Okay, medical records okay, if you're new, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you're just joining us, we are looking at the prosecution's presentation that they gave that they gave the court to get Mackenzie out of children's court in the adult court during her Bindover hearing. I did not know that they had put the Mackenzie medical records and toxicology report in there. So we are now looking at that together. If you're not watching, no problem. Pursuant to this is the medical records and toxicology report. Pursuant to two separate search warrants, I obtained Mackenzie Shirilla's medical records from Metro Health. This is our bullet points. Physicians confirmed in the reports and testified at the PC hearing that Mackenzie Shirilla did not suffer from any condition that would have caused or contributed to this crash. No reported history of seizures. Toxicology. Currently, there's no level of THC or any of its metabolites necessarily determining the degree to which Mackenzie Shirilla was impaired. Nor do any of these drugs impair the blood they impair the brain. That's forensic toxicologist Joseph O. Jones. She tested negative for mushrooms and negative for ethanol. But she tested positive for THC. Delta THC. Okay. Then we were going to look at the car pictures that Mark Sargent took. Oh, those aren't the ones. Those are going to be later. Okay. I think this is like the Toyota. This is where it went down from 100 miles per hour down to 99. Didn't brake, but the Toyota went slightly off the road and aimed directly for the corner of the Plitco building, as evidenced by the tire tracks. All right. The point of impact was the corner. So she was literally aiming for the corner. Oh, there's the redacted, and she aimed for this corner. Okay. The black box, I think this is Sargent. So what we're looking at is the inside of the car, the black box that's telling on Mackenzie. Worse than her Snapchat. Okay. And then I know in this presentation there are going to be more pictures of, that's the pedal to the metal. We are looking at the members of the, we're looking at the prosecution's presentation that they gave to the court. Okay, back to this. 32 is a video that Mark Sargent took of, wait, the court says like in a sentence? Hold on. 32, exhibit 32 is the video that Mark Sargent took of like the accelerator. Yes, Your Honor. No objection. The court, number 50. Sorry, wait. I'm just going in the order that I have of how they were introduced. Okay. 50 is the slipper. Is that end? Okay, so I know that in this presentation they have the slipper. Oh, but remember they did all the pictures weird. So what's this picture? Oh, all right. My cat's yelling at me. I am going to leave you. I'm just going to run over and grab him. I can hear him. He wants to hang out with his auntie. All right. I'm just going to go let the cat in 2 seconds. Where are you guys? Okay. Hello, my friends. I will be right back. I'm drifting in and out, and I'm listening to a fire incident up the road. Oh, you have a radio? Gosh, I love that. Okay, BRB, I just have to go grab the cat. Okay, let him in. So now we are, yeah, I never had any issues with Toyotas either. Okay, hello, welcome everyone. We are going through, the picture of the slipper. If we had it, can you guys see over there? If we had it, we don't have it right now. Okay. It looks so suspicious. 3 firemen with a crate. What's in that crate? Wait a minute. Wait a second. 3 firemen with a crate. What's in that crate? Where did you see that? Guts. 3 firemen with crate? We are going to find it because now I'm really curious what you're looking at. Oh. Wait, was it this one? Is this the one you're talking about, Guts? Good evening. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Deb. Oh, hi, Debbie. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, wait. Guts. Which three firemen picture are we talking about? I don't remember seeing that. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. I see what you're saying. Where's my magnifying glass? What is that? Wait a minute. Good catch. I have no idea what that is. I don't know. Maybe if there's a fireman in here. Oh, but it's in the other picture too. Oops. That's suspicious. What is the crate? One of our eagle eyes found a crate, and I don't think I would have known anyway, but oh, I think they're the bricks that are holding up the car. Look, if you look at, hold on. Look, the car's being stabilized by these bricks. I bet that's what these are, which doesn't look suspicious then, but I think that's what it is. Oops. Yeah, it is. I think, Guts, what do you think about that? These bricks are stabilizing the car right here, and these are the bricks in this thing. Yeah, that doesn't look suspicious, right? Am I missing something? Okay. All right. Good job, Eagle Eye. We're going to go back to the Bindover. Okay, the slipper on the car. All right. That's correct. Okay, so then 33 is a dash cam of Patrolman Robinson arriving on the scene. Yep. We watched that. And 34 is his body camera video of the same thing. That's correct. No objection. 35 is the Life 360 doc. Okay, we have this. And we just looked at it. It was that the members of the public were the first to alert the police. Okay. I'm going to back this up a little before I share it with you. Okay, members of the I'm going to share it in 2 seconds. Now I'm just making it a tiny bit bigger. All right. Members of the public provided the first clues that this crash was not an accident. And then it names 4 people. Provided screenshots from Davion's Life 360 app. Shows the vehicle he was traveling in went 90 miles per hour in a posted 30. So here's our 90. Oh, the cat's yelling at me again. Oh, of course. Okay. All right. Then that's correct. Okay. So Mr. Troop, that's right. 35 through 40. And the court says through 40. No objection. The court. Okay. 41 is Mr. Russo's verdict. Wait a minute. What do they mean, verdict? Hold on. I might have to go let the cat out, but what do they mean? Wait a second. This is interesting. I think this might be Russo's verdict. Is that like, did she get tried separately? Oh, just one moment, please. I have a cat yelling at me. Just can't make him happy tonight. He wants to hang out and snuggle, but he cannot snuggle with me up here. BRB. Okay, thank you for your patience. Leo cannot get happy. He wants to snuggle, but we can't snuggle here. All right, this is... Oh, wait. We just saw something about Mr. Russo's verdict. Okay, we have the patrolman Robinson arriving. This body camera, life 360. Oh, okay. Sorry. I just had to keep reading. Those are the verdicts from the medical examiner. So we have Dominic's and Davion's. No objection. 43 is Mackenzie's. We call it the DMV, but Ohio calls it the BMV. Application for ID. I don't remember seeing that, but okay. Yes, Your Honor. No objection. The court number 44, 45, and 46, all different applications for a permit that her mother co-signed. Yes. Okay. No objection. 47 is the toxicology report. We just saw that. Yes. No objection. 48 through 67 are crime scene photos. Okay. I'm going to look in my Bindover file because the crime scene. Okay. Let's see if it's in this report. If not, we might have some in our files. Bindover. What do we have in here? Okay, day 3. What are these pictures of? Oh, I mean, they're the body cam pictures of the ambulance and the fire guys, but they're not in their reports. Okay. Oh, yes, they are. Okay. How are we going to do this? How am I going to show them to you guys? Oh, well, okay. I can show you. This is the inside of her Camry. This, I think, is the black box. Then this is not her car. That doesn't look real. That's a ChatGPT because it was so foggy. Ignore that last one. That doesn't count. Oh, wait. Are these the ones from the prosecution? Oh, this is the crash report. Oh, here. Okay, we found the pictures. Oh, these are the pictures like that have the Davion thing. Okay, so these are some of the pictures from... Whoa, we don't need it that big. Whoa. Hold on, I just have to back myself out before I can share it with you. Okay, these are the crime scene. Well, not technically. This is the car at the tow yard. And they explained like that damage there. This is then it goes into the inside of the vehicle. This is like it shattered the radio, her pink thing, weird. These are pictures of the vehicle after. If you're just joining us, welcome. We are just reviewing. Oh, I did that. There's something in there that we will somewhere. We'll figure that out. That hasn't come up yet in our discussion, but if you can't see it, it's okay. It's something that I found on Reddit. Then there are pictures of the car. They're describing like these are the pictures of the car. Okay, it's not the actual crime scene. Those pictures were all too fuzzy, like when I was doing screenshots. Oh, okay. Then the videos of Dominic taking of Mackenzie being not sane. This exhibit 60 and 69 are the 2 videos that Dominic took inside the house when Mackenzie was outside. We remember those. Mr. Troop, yes. The court. Okay, any objection? No objection. Okay, was there an exhibit 70? I don't have an exhibit 70. Okay, 71. That was lab report. Yes, I couldn't read my own writing. From the medical examiner's office? Yes, Your Honor. Okay, we looked at those. Oh, about the mushrooms. Okay, I know we have that. Mushrooms. Okay, here is the report of the mushrooms. If you are just joining us, welcome. We're going through the evidence that the prosecution in the Bindover court hearing is presenting. This is exhibit number 71, or I'm sorry, exhibit 72 of the mushrooms that were found on her. And 73 is a photo of the scale. We've seen that before, but I don't know if it's in here. Actually, okay, I can find it. I know we have it in here, hopefully. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, then we have the scale, the mushrooms, the 2 cell phones, the cash, and the Cadillac key. Okay, please tell me that's it for exhibits. All right. And then they're just talking about the scale and the mushrooms. The photo says 10 grams. Oh, that's interesting. How did the photo say 10 grams if, well, I don't know. That's a discrepancy, but I don't want to go down that hole. 75 is the picture of the GoFundMe page for Mackenzie. All right, we have that. Where is that? Oh, this is falling. I know that I have the, please hold. Well, the captain is readjusting. I'm talking to the tower. I'm just looking very quickly for the GoFundMes. I have them. Is it in this one? Oh, you know what I can do? I can speed this up. GoFundMe. Okay, the GoFundMe is, oh, in my Bindover day 3. Excuse me. Prepared. Oh, all right, here we go. This is, okay. This is the pictures before I found the presentations. This is the Bindover day 3 presentation that I was putting together based on these notes. See how fuzzy this is? If you're not watching, it's okay. It's just a fuzzy picture of the crime scene. Fuzzy picture of the fire department. A clear picture, that must have been a newspaper. And then we're looking at a picture of the inside of her car. Fuzzy picture of a policeman. Then we have a clear picture of the fire department. Sorry, guys. Okay. Oh, there we go. Then we have, the sign that got demolished. The fire department working on the car. The car itself. This is the crime scene. The crime scene, the car itself, on the crime scene. The seat that broke upon impact, that's what somebody testified to. The car at the at the impound lot, or, when they took it away. This is an aerial view of the car. Wow, look at all that debris. Okay. Oh, here's her speedometer stuck on 70. Oh, little Camry. This is the inside of her car, the scale, Life 360. Then this is her being a complete degenerate, dressing like a prostitute, in my opinion. And then this is like pictures from her social. I will go back. We're going to go back to this. We saw the crime scene pictures. We'll go back to the report and see if, when they go into her having 0 remorse. Oh, Exhibit 76. Is that an Instagram? Oh, wait, that is an Instagram message where I think Mackenzie and her mom had commented. Yes, this is from Jamie Flanagan, who wanted to make sure that, oh, you guys, you know what I found? Remember we were looking for this dress everywhere? It says drama, power, fame, greed, waste, money. It's basically her like posing with marijuana. And what am I looking for? Oh, the Flanagan's message. Okay. Where's her GoFundMe? Here's her GoFundMe. That was in there. But in the police report, they wanted, I don't know what the investigation is into Fat Mojo, but they always they have pictures of all of their GoFundMes with Fat Mojo donating $23,000. Okay. Oh, the photos of Mackenzie dressing up for Halloween. We have those. I'm going to scroll up. Okay. I knew I had these in the, oh no, that's not it. I'm going to download those pictures because right now, Bindover day 3. Okay. All right. Thank you for flying, Conair. We were just adjusting our route to go back in a circle. If you saw our flight path earlier, you know exactly where we are. Okay. We are going to look at her dressing up for Halloween. Where's Jamie Flanagan's message, though? Jamie. Oh, maybe it's in here. Okay. Oh, Detective Awesome is the front page of this. All right, 2 seconds. Oh, I have to put it into Google or you guys can't see it. Please hold. I'm just adding this into Google. Then we are going to look at I'm just looking to see where Jamie Flanagan's message to the department or to the police is. I know it's in one of these. Her parents tried to give her away to foster care. Did I ever show that to you guys? I'll show that to you in a minute. All right. I'm going to download that while we look at the other thing. Okay, now Bindover day 3. Okay, so these are pictures of Mackenzie at Halloween, and these are showing how she had a serious lack of remorse. Okay, if anyone wanted to know what Detective Awesome looks like, this is his picture from LinkedIn. I think it was LinkedIn, but here it is. There's Detective Awesome. Hello, Detective Awesome. Okay, this is more crime scene. Okay, where are the Halloween pictures? Okay, we looked at her being a prostitute / degenerate. I mean, oh, dime girl. Oh, I described these the other night. We looked at these because it's like, they're the only ones dressed up. They're like, oh, OU is so cool for Halloween. It looks like they're literally crashing a protest, and they're the only ones dressed up. And I think they look like prostitutes. These are other pictures that were posted right after the accident. One of her friends posted a picture of her smoking while in the driver's seat. Prostitute, that's all I see. Smoking. These are the Halloween pictures that the prosecution is presenting. Nina, Mackenzie, Nina. Oh, wait, that might be Rosie or Nina. One of these is Nina, one of them's Rosie. And I can't really tell because they look like trash. Okay, these are the pictures. All right. Oh, Halloween. This is Dom in an Instagram asking her if she is a prostitute or a sugar baby. Ew, gross. And then these are just more pictures of her being a degenerate. Okay, 77 through 81 are photos of her around Halloween. The only ones dressed up that we saw. Everyone else is like picketing or at a demonstration. Correct, Your Honor. I would actually say through 83. No objection. Court, through 83, 84 through 91 are different photos of her smoking marijuana. Okay, so, I mean, that's not that hard to find. Yep, we found her smoking marijuana. I mean, you name, just pick a couple pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 right here. Okay, we found the pictures of her smoking. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, then what? No objection. Was there a 92? There was not. I think the next one is 100. 100 is the report, which was only used to refresh the recollection. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, this was, all right, hold on. So that report was used to refresh recollection. Yes. Okay. It was used multiple times, but no one is moving to admit it. Is that correct? Is that right? No, Your Honor. Okay. 101 is the still photo, I think, taken from the body cam of the victims. Yes, Your Honor, that's correct. And 102 was the screenshot of the conversation of her mother with that, of the phone conversation that Mr. Flanagan had with the text message and the photo of the sunset. Wait a minute. The sunset. Hold on. Oh, I thought it was just of the Jamie Flanagan sunset. I'm just going to put Flanagan into my search thing and see if I can find what he means by a text message conversation. I thought it, maybe that was the picture, like when she thought she was going to be a model, when some poor little intern just had liked her hashtag. I think that's the same thing. I don't remember there being a, I actually didn't even look at the picture. Okay, 103 is the autopsy for Dominic, and 104 is the autopsy for Davion. Okay, that's all correct. No objection to any of those. Yeah, no kidding. Okay, all of those will be admitted into evidence. Can I please have them? So while you're doing that, do you have any witnesses? Do you need time to discuss? Mr. Mc, I do have some witnesses, and I'm ready to go. Okay. Okay, you may call your, oh, hold on. We're going to go into a, somehow Mackenzie found a lawyer that speaks just like her. He's just as rude as her, and he is almost as sufferable as she is. I just needed to wet my whistle before we go into these. Okay, you may call your first witness. And then the court's talking about a flash drive. If you're putting these on a flash drive, before you turn them over to me, just make sure that Mr. McDonald sees all of them, so nothing's coming back to me that wasn't introduced. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hello. Hi. Will you please come right? Okay, then she's going to swear someone in. The direct examination of Carrie Jankar by Mr. McDonald. All right, hold on. This is just her spelling her name. And okay, so Carrie Jankar, are you employed? Okay, hold on. We haven't gotten into it. This is her. Okay, this witness owns my own business. It's called Family for Solutions. Tell us a little bit about your background and your education. I have a bachelor in social work and a master's from Case in clinical social work. Oh, so she's a social worker. She's testified in court before. Whoa. All right. There's Low Test Steve just jumped up on my page. Thanks, Low Test. Appreciate you. All right. Okay. Please hold for 1 second. I just want to put him in our folder because he'll come in handy. Okay. So we have a social worker on the stand right now testifying for the defense. She has her master's in social work and she's a qualified expert. Of course she is. I wouldn't expect anything less. Okay. Have you been qualified? Mr. McDonald, Your Honor, I move that she be the court. Any objection? Mr. Troop, frankly, I don't know anything about this witness. I haven't even provided her credentials. I certainly won't stipulate to her qualifications. Oh, that's interesting since you have her name in your reports. God, see what I mean? Like, how did Mackenzie find someone as rude as she is? The court, are you objecting? I'm not asking if you're stipulating, but whether you're objecting. Yes, I'm objecting to her being called as an expert and giving expert opinions because I haven't been provided any credentials or a summary of anything. I don't have any information about this witness, Your Honor. Besides the fact that I have some text communication between her and Mackenzie, I certainly would be legally way off base to just accept her coming in here and saying she's an expert when I don't even have any information. The court, do you want to go through a little bit more? Mr. McDonald, absolutely. He cuts the cord off. The court, none of their witnesses were declared experts. Mr. McDonald, pardon? The court, none of their witnesses were declared experts. They never asked for a single witness to be declared an expert. Okay. The court, go ahead. Okay, so where did you go to college? I went to Cleveland State for my bachelor's and I went to Case for my master's. What did you get your undergraduate? She just told you. What did you get your undergraduate degree in? Social work. And then you went where? To Case Western. Mandel School of Applied Social Sciences? Mandel School. This sounds like a fake school. Case Western. I don't know. I'm not from Ohio. Maybe this is a local school. Mandel School of Applied Social Sciences. Okay. Mm-hmm. And did you graduate from there? I did. And did you receive a special degree from there? I did. I got my MSASS, my clinical social work degree. And is that an LISW? What is an LISW? Well, I got my LISW, but first you got what? My master's. Okay, we already went through this, Mr. McDonald. Oh God, he's so annoying. And what were the initials for the master's? MSSA, Social Service Administration. And when you received that, were you licensed by the state of Ohio with an LSW? Yes. Okay. And when you were licensed by the state of Ohio with an LSW, what did that allow you to do? That allowed me to do some clinical social work under now ISW. Man, Ohio loves their acronyms. Everything has an acronym in Ohio. Do you guys speak in acronyms? Just kidding. Okay, and who's your supervisor? Like, who cares who her supervisor is? All right, she diagnoses patients as a social worker. Big deal. She has 30 hours a week for 12 months. She took an exam. She passed the exam, obviously. Okay. And, an LISW is a licensed independent social worker. Okay, got that. In mental health. Okay, that's nice. She got her PEP. That's Positive Education Program. Okay, she's very highly qualified. She can treat people as you would expect. Okay. I am fast forwarding. If you'd like to go back and read this, it's part of the FOIA drop. Please do. I mean, we don't need to read all of this. These are just her qualifications. She's qualified. I mean, she's highly qualified. All right. So, Your Honor. Okay. So now, Your Honor, I would ask that she now be qualified as an expert in the field of licensed independent social worker provided therapy. Is there any objection? Please, troops, save us. Say yes. Oh, no objection. All right, I will declare you as an expert and you may testify in such accordance with the rules of evidence. All right, thank you. You may proceed. Do you know Mackenzie Shirilla? I do. How long have you known her for? I met Mackenzie in January of 2020. And the circumstances surrounding your meeting with her? Oh, this was when her dad called 911 to say that she wanted to unalive herself. I think it was January of 2020. Okay. And the circumstances surrounding your meeting with her. She was referred because she was having some difficulties at Strongsville High. Strongsville High School referred her to you? That's correct. When you saw her for the first, okay, wait. And then you saw her for what period of time? On January 16th of 2020 was the first time we met. And then her last session was on February 2nd of 2022 because she ended up going online only and she wasn't coming in person to the high school anymore. And so to be clear, from February 1st to July 31st of 2022, you did not see her. February 2nd was her last time we met. Okay. And from then on, you never saw her again? That's correct. Approximately how many times did you see her? She would informally come down sometimes when she was in crisis. She did sessions usually about once every 2 weeks. Okay. Sometimes it was spread out. It wasn't always consistent. Could you give an estimate of how many total times you saw her, just to the best of your ability? I mean, that's hard to give an estimate. Probably, I would guess around 30. Okay, informal sessions, probably about, maybe in crisis coming down, maybe 11 or 12. Okay. And did there come a time when you made a diagnosis? Yes. What was that diagnosis? She was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder, and we added DMDD, disruptive mood dysregulation disorder, later on. And okay, and the first diagnosis was what again? Generalized anxiety disorder. Describe what that is. It's when someone has generalized anxiety, nervousness in different situations, mostly when she doesn't get her way, said the narrator. Like, yeah, she gets anxious in social situations when she doesn't get her way. Hers was mostly social anxiety and school-based performance anxiety. What? I don't think she ever had performance anxiety when she was psyched to she got a D in something and she was happy. Like, okay, sure, Jan. Okay, and the second diagnosis you ultimately made, as I kind of got to know her, I feel like this would be a great time to introduce her school records. As I got to know Mackenzie more, the school and I noticed she was having more difficulty managing her mood. This is like her parents. You know, when a dog bites, well, it's the parents' fault. I feel bad for her. She's just a wounded little girl, actually. This is sad. Like, she didn't know how to manage her mood. No one taught her how to handle her emotions. She didn't know how to handle coping skills. They should just get an F. And what are DMDD? Disruptive mood dysregulation disorder. I wouldn't call this a disorder. She didn't learn how to do it. And what are some of the symptoms from your experience with that? Well, there's a lot of moodiness, a lot of outbursts that don't seem to match the trigger, irrational thinking sometimes. Oh, isn't this what is it? Something on the, I don't know. Anyway, impulsive mood. Okay. Irrational impulsive behaviors. And what does irrational impulsive behavior mean? Irrational means not typical. Like, let's break it down. Impulsive means, all right. Irrational means not typical. It's not typical response or a typical way of thinking about situations and events. Oh, bipolar. Isn't that what it was? Yeah, but wait. It's something B, because Amber Heard has the same thing. I don't know why I'm spacing. Impulsive means acting without thinking. Like, she's literally giving him the definitions of the words. It means what? Acting without thinking first, like not thinking about what you're doing and what's happening as a result. Oh, what's going to happen as a result. And you made that diagnosis. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, let's switch to the subject of unaliving herself. If that person is unalivable, like in the mood to self-delete, do you have any responsibilities? Yeah. She's a mandatory reporter, you dummy. Everyone at the school is. Yeah, she's a mandatory reporter. So you have to report it to the police. Okay, it says, and you report that to who? And if they're a minor, you report it to their parents. And I have to make sure that the parent follows through appropriately. with supervision, possibly a hospitalization. Okay, and you said that under the circumstances of, you used a word I can't remember. Oh, I'm a mandated reporter. You're a mandated reporter. And then the first thing you report it to is the parents. If it's a minor, that's correct. If it's a minor. If the child's interruption. So what if it's something other than a minor? What do you have? Oh my God, don't you dare. Hold on. This is going to piss me off. If she's about to say that that incident in the bathroom is Dom, what if that person's not a minor? I want to fast forward. Okay. They're going to say that thing when Dom's like, no, you locked me in the bathroom. I wasn't suicidal. They're about to play this card. It's disgusting. Well, I hope that the prosecutors introduce the text messages. So he's asking if it's an adult. Okay, so if it was adult, so if you saw any self-delete tendencies, would you have to report it to the parents? Yeah, that's correct. That's what she said up top. Did you ever do that in this particular case? No. Did you ever make a diagnosis that she wanted to self-delete? No. Did she ever discuss self-deleting with you? No. Okay, please hold. We are going to find this little short that we found that the 911 operator made. Or we are going to listen to this very quickly. Oh, wait, it's not that one. It's this one. Okay. Please hold. We are about to listen. Okay, hold on. If you can't see it, it's okay. Oops. If you can't see this, it's okay. We are just going to listen because just in case.
To a Natalie Shirilla out of Strongsville, 48-year-old female violinist. For the driver, she was involved in a hit skip in April. Also in April, she called in a suspicious person following her in a vehicle. And then in March of 20, she may have attempted suicide. All the history we have with her.
Sorry, but when was that attempted suicide? And by what means?
That was in March of 2020. She threatened suicide, wanted a psych eval. Her parents did not have her transported. They did not believe her threats were credible. She did not say any means.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. So, okay. Just wanted to make sure we got that clear. All right, now we'll go back to this insufferable man. All right, what do you guys see? Oh, I can't make myself smaller without refreshing. Sorry, team. Okay, she never discussed aliving herself. No further questions. Any cross? Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination. Hi, my name's Tim Troop. How are you? She's fine. I'm with the County Prosecutor's Office, and I have a few questions. My first question is to give us a definition of diagnosis of DMDD. I didn't catch what it meant. It's basically means that someone has a really hard time managing their moods. It's usually given to someone who's under 18. Moodiness, impulsive behavior, irritability, that's atypical, tearfulness, and outbursts. And you told Mr. McDonald outbursts that don't match the trigger? Yes. Well, would that be an overreaction to something? Yes. Okay, like a low tolerance to irritation, being told no. Is that a symptom? Yes. And when was it that you diagnosed Mackenzie with a DMDD? We added that, I would have to look, but I believe it was back in February of 21. And DMDD can involve violent outbursts of temper. Is that correct? Yes, it can. And extreme reactions to minor stimulus? Yes. And Mackenzie was not very happy with you for diagnosing her with DMDD and telling her mother about it, was she? Well, possibly. Should we grab your notes? Well, you maintained regular contact with Mackenzie, did you not? We did. Through text messages? Yes, sometimes. Well, sometimes. Would you text her at all times of the day and night? If it was a crisis situation, I would respond to her. Okay. Mackenzie told you that she was living with her boyfriend, Dominic. Is that correct? Yes, that's correct. Okay. Or staying there, I believe. She didn't tell you that she actually lived with Dominic? I don't remember. Would you like your report? Okay. But you were aware that she was staying at the same house with Dominic? Yes. How long were you aware of that? I don't remember. Okay. Or she doesn't recall. But you've been treating her since January of 2020? No, I haven't been treating her. I haven't. No, I haven't, period. I've been treating her since February of 22. Wait. No, I haven't. Okay. She misunderstood his question. He's going to clarify this. She hasn't treated her since February of 2022. Okay. I wrote down the first date that you met with her was January 16th of 2020. Yeah, that was the first time I met Mackenzie. Was that that's the first time you met her? Yeah. Okay. When did you begin treating her? Well, that was her intake. That was the date of her intake. So would you like to restate your question, Mr. Troop? Okay. Well, that was her intake. That was the date of her intake. So you treated her for approximately 2 years. Yeah, on and off. And during that time, you learned about the volatile, I would say her volatile behavior towards her boyfriend. Yes. Okay. And you had conversations about it. Yeah. Did she tell you about a previous incident where police responded because she was threatening to unalive herself? Oh, I don't recall that one. No. Convenient. You don't recall her discussing a road rage incident that she was involved in when the police came? Yes. I recall the police coming because of a situation, but I don't know that she was driving in that situation. I don't remember all the details. Okay, well, you better, because he has your text messages with Mackenzie, so get on board, honey. You diagnosed her with DMDD because you saw symptoms of this. Yes, I did, and the school did as well. Okay, what symptoms did you see that caused you to give her this diagnosis? She was leaving the classroom without permission. She was slamming things around. She was having conflict with other students and other teachers that were atypical for the students at Strongsville and in that class. Would keying somebody else's car in response to not being allowed in the house be an example of someone with DMDD? Oh, yep. Okay. No further questions. Any redirect? No, Your Honor, we're good. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye. Do you have any other witnesses, Mr. McDonald? Oh, pardon? Like you didn't know that was coming. Come on. Do you have any other witnesses? Yes, we do. This young lady right here. Can you please? Okay, so they're going to swear in the next witness. Her name is Candace Shipley. She's married. Do you have any children? She does. Okay. What are the names of your children? Tom and Kelly. And do you know Mr. and Mrs. Shirilla in the back there? I do. And what's your relationship with stage 5 and low test? That's my niece and my nephew. Okay. Are you close with them? Yes. Okay. Where do you live now? I live in Strongsville. How long have you lived there? For a year. Before that, where did you live? I lived in Florida. How long did you live in Florida for? 19 years. Why did you move up here? To be with my family. Okay. And you know Mackenzie, right? Yeah, I do, obviously. And would you see her often? When we first moved here, she came with her mother. And then 3 times she came to the house with Dom. Okay. To your house in Florida? Yes, we know about the road trip. Why is he bringing this up? They found out that they were like trafficking across state lines. To my house. Oh, they came to my house here. Oh, to your house here? So they never came to visit you in Florida? No. So you've seen Dominic and Mackenzie together how many times? 3. Okay. What was the most recent time you saw them together? Thursday. Whoa, before the accident. Okay. And how is it you remembered that? I remember it because it was the most unbelievable conversation. Where did this meeting take place? At my house. How did they arrive? They drove. Was there a particular reason that they were at your house? Well, she loves the house and she loves my puppy. Okay, who doesn't love puppies? And she loves my puppies. So what I was going to do was I was going to have her be with my dogs. I was going to have her be my dog sitter because I trusted her with my dogs. Her love of animals is unbelievable. Sure. So we were trying to get her used to the dogs because my husband and I had a trip planned. Okay, how'd this go? We were trying to get her comfortable with the house and she was trying to get my diet under control. Okay, how long did they stay at the house? Probably 3 hours. Was anyone else present besides you two and the two of them? My husband. Okay. Did the four of you engage in a conversation? We did. Okay. Were there any arguments? Oh, no. She interrupted him. Pardon? Oh, absolutely not. But you hadn't been around them that much to know whether there were times that they did argue, right? That's correct. Oh, wait. But on this particular day, you spent how much time with them? How long did you? 3 hours. Did you see anything unusual? No, it was unbelievable. Did it appear that the two of them got along together? Yeah, Mackenzie wasn't being a psycho. Yes. Oh, she says yes. Okay. Now you're a relative, right? I am. Okay. But you didn't come here to lie. You just came here to report what happened? Well, I have no reason to lie. Okay. You wouldn't, right? No, that's what the oath is for, you dumbass. No, I wouldn't. Okay. No further questions. Is there a cross-examination? No, Your Honor. The court is asking the witness, why did you describe the 3 hours there as unbelievable? Well, we talked about diet. We talked about food. We talked about things that are in your food. She downloaded an app for me so that I would eat better. We talked about her favorite restaurant, their favorite restaurant that we were supposed to go to on Saturday. And we were supposed to go that Saturday to the restaurant, by the way. And we talked about God and we talked about believing in God. And Mackenzie talked about modeling. Of course she did. And we were laughing because Dom was saying, well, I guess I'll just have to take care of you. Because I'm like, we were laughing so hard because it was such a cute conversation with two unbelievable kids. Sure, Jan. Where's my comment about Jan? Sure, Jan. Oh, we don't have one. We'll just listen to Camille. Oh, here's Mackenzie. Here's Camille.
Hearsay. This is outside the scope of cross-examinations. Objection, lack of foundation. Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
Thanks. All right. Okay. That was just so cute. Is there anything based on that? No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. Thank you so much for being here. You can step down. If you wish, you're welcome to sit in the back of the courtroom for the remainder of the hearing. Thank you. Do you have any additional witnesses? No, we don't. Do you have any closing arguments, Mr. Troop? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. So this is the prosecution's closing argument. Your Honor, we heard a lot of testimony from witnesses for both sides, describing a lot about behaviors of Mackenzie and the behaviors of Dominic and the behaviors of their friends, behaviors of the friend who what happened this day, what happened that day. But my job this afternoon, Your Honor, is to bring the court back to the law, back to what the state of Ohio has to prove here in this hearing, and back to how the facts or the specific facts of this case match up with the law and what we can prove. Counts 1 and 2 of the complaint, Your Honor, aggravated murder in violation of Ohio Revised Code 2903.01a. No person shall purposely, with prior calculation and design, cause the death of another or the unlawful termination of another's pregnancy. What did the state have to prove here? Purposely, prior calculation, and cause the death of another purposefully. Let's focus on that. A person acts purposefully when this is his specific intent to cause a certain result, or when the gist of the offense is a prohibition of conduct of a certain nature, regardless of what the offender intends to accomplish. It is his specific intention to engage in conduct of that nature, and that's under the revised code, Your Honor. The elements of purpose may be presumed when the natural and probable consequences of an act are to produce death. Natural and probable consequences of an act to produce death. Lastly, whether defendant had a specific intent to kill is a fact-dependent inquiry, which can include the inaudible and nature of the instrument used and the manner in which the wounds were inflicted. That's the 8th District County case, Your Honor. Let's look at the facts here. Purposefully, Mark Sargent testified that this was the state's exhibit that we put up on the screen, Your Honor, with the flip-flop wedged into the gas pedal. The state argues that this photograph is so important to this case and so important to the mens rea of purposely. Mark Sargent quoted on the stand that this flip-flop was, and I quote, not wedged before the incident, quote, surrounding components collapsed upon it. And that photograph is important, Your Honor, because it shows that Mackenzie Shirilla and only Mackenzie Shirilla had her foot with her shoe on that gas pedal. So much that even after the accident, when the car collided with the wall, that shoe was glued to that gas pedal. It was glued to the position where Mackenzie held her foot in those last moments. That is purposeful. That 100% application to the gas pedal, that was always testified by Mark Sargent. No driver input brake application, so there were no brakes associated with this collision. I believe that we provided testimony both by Mr. McQuaid and by Mark Sargent that testified to this. That pedal was to the metal 100% of the way, and at no point in time was that foot removed to press the brake. There was testimony given that she was driving 97 to 98 miles per hour at the time she got to Parma Movers, those Parma bitches. Mark Sargent quoted, "A fully loaded vehicle would have taken at least 18 to 20 seconds to get to that speed. So we're at 97 to 98 miles per hour at Parma Movers, but we have to travel back 18 to 20 seconds to get that speed." And lastly, Your Honor, our photograph down here of Mackenzie Shirilla had to drive straight into a giant sign with a building straight in front of her. We talk about that right turn. Defense counsel made multiple attempts to get witnesses to testify about all the potholes that are on scene, but there were no potholes. We watched the video. I think the detective testified that the road was a little wobbly, but there were no potholes to avoid. There were multiple poles. The prosecutor should have questioned the detective about the poles on the road. While Ms. Shirilla was driving, she had control of that vehicle. She had control of the vehicle, and she knew what she was doing with that vehicle. She avoided every pole on the road until she got to the sign, which was the point of contact. She wanted to get there, and she got there. The court. Where was the right-hand turn made? The hard right? Right before the inaudible, Your Honor. I think she's talking about going from Pearl to Progress. I think that's what she's saying, that right-hand turn. Right before the inaudible, Your Honor. Where? I don't know where exactly it was, but I think Mark Sargent had testified it was within seconds before the impact of the sign. I believe that's what he was testifying about. I would have to view it, and I don't want to misquote him, but I believe it was within seconds prior to the car hitting the sign. Thank you. The prior calculation to the cause of death of another. The Ohio Supreme Court has upheld findings in prior calculation and design in short duration situations. Prior calculation and design can be found even when a killer quickly conceived and executed a plan to kill within a few minutes, as long as the killer's actions went beyond momentary impulse, and it shows that they were determined to complete the specific course of action. Additionally, that's the law that says no time within which premeditation and deliberation must be had. The time can be a matter of seconds in a situation such as to enable a person, under the circumstances, whether they may be in a particular case, to turn over, to plan, and to execute, in pursuance of that plan, a realization of what one was about to do. The court, 1 second, please. Sure, thank you. Your Honor, that case law reflects the situation here. The time period that we're looking at, as the court has observed in the videos, was a short period of time. However, the state would argue that the prior calculation and design doesn't just start when she drives from Progress or from Pearl onto Progress. It starts well before that, in July of this year. Prior calculation and design. What reflects this factually based off our case? First and foremost, I think it is important for prior calculation and design. The state argues that this is one of our most important points. It's calculated safe when she makes a right-hand turn from Pearl onto Progress Drive before proceeding into acceleration. I believe the court watched this video, but I will play it again. This is on July 31st at 5:34. Okay, so that's just the very beginning of this. So right now, we are looking at this turn right here, July 31st. She's making a very calculated slow turn right there. Okay. The court can recall that this is the potential vehicle. She uses her blinker. She does drive, according to testimony of the detective, at appropriate speed. She uses her blinker and she carefully turns onto Progress Drive. Mark Sargent testified that it would take more than a quarter of a mile to get to the speed of 97 to 98 miles per hour. Why is that an important factor for calculation? It's important, Your Honor, because there's time. There is time for Mackenzie Shirilla to decide how hard she's going to hit that pedal, how fast she's going to go. She has more than a quarter of a mile. That's a long time to plan something and to think about something and hold your pedal to the metal or have her check application again for beyond the quarter of a mile. For prior calculation and design, we have that July 17th incident. I know we had testimony about this, Your Honor, but the state wants to argue here. I want to bring back the statement from Detective Hazoo that he spoke personally with Chris Martin, aka Hench, and that Hench heard, and what Hench heard that day on July 17th is Mackenzie Shirilla saying to Dominic, "I will crash this car. I will crash this car." That is what the state argues, and that is what the testimony of Detective Hazoo has stated, is that Christopher Martin, aka Hench, stated, "Oh my God, she called him Mr. Hench." Oh, that's awesome. I love Hench's nickname. Hey, Hench, I like your nickname. The detective testified to Angelo Russo's statement. Dominic wanted out of this relationship. He tried to end the relationship. He threatened to break up multiple times with her, and this was coupled with the prosecutor Troop playing videos corroborating the toxic nature of this relationship. The anger that Mackenzie had towards Dominic, and I'm quoting, "If you don't let me in, I'll do what I said I would do. I'm going to count to 10 or I'm going to break something. You have 30 seconds or I'm going to your car." These are threats. These are threats made by her. Why is this significant to prior calculation and design? This is significant because it goes to the fact that Mackenzie thought to harm Dominic. This is significant because it goes to the fact that Mackenzie's thoughts to harm Dominic, Mackenzie's thoughts to put him in a situation began in July. They began on July 17th. They didn't begin right there on Progress Drive, and that's important. That's very important. Counts 3 and 4 are murder. No person shall purposefully cause the death of another or the unlawful termination of another's pregnancy. We just went over purposefully and cause the death of another. To cause the death of another, Your Honor, the state of Ohio provided the death certificate. We provided the photographs of the deceased to show probable cause that these two individuals did die. We did also put on the examiner, Dr. Philo, who testified that he received the case, and with this specific case, shortly after receiving the initial police report, did an autopsy on August 1st. They completed their reports at that time. Counts 5 through 6, murder. No person shall cause the death of another as a proximate result of the offender committing or attempting to commit an offense of violence that is a felony of the first or second degree. And that is not a violation of section 2903.03 to 2903.04, the cause of death of another. Proximate results of committing or attempting to commit an offense of violence that is a felony of the first or second degree, specifically felonious assault. These are what we're looking at here in this court. What is the proximate result? The court has held that for criminal conduct to constitute the proximate cause of a result, the conduct must have one caused by the result, in that but for the conduct, the results would not have occurred. So if she wasn't driving her car 100 miles an hour, she wouldn't have caused the death of another. But for that conduct, the results would not have occurred. And number 2, the result must have been foreseeable. Foreseeability is determined from the perspective of whether the defendant knew or should have known when viewed in the light of the ordinary experience. It is not necessary that the defendant was able to foresee the precise consequences of her conduct, only the consequences of the foreseeable, in the sense that if you ask a normal human, I'm just translating this into layperson. If you ask a normal human, anyone, what would happen if you drove your car 100 miles an hour into a brick building? You would assume that people would die. So she's saying it doesn't have to be the consequence that the perpetrator had. It's in the light of a normal layperson, okay. The person doesn't, it is not necessary that the defendant was able to foresee the precise consequence of her conduct. Only the consequence and the consequences were foreseeable in the sense that what actually transpired was natural and inaudible, and that it was within the scope of the risk created by the defendant. The scope of the risk created by this defendant, was it natural? Was it foreseeable that driving 97 miles per hour with your foot to the pedal to the metal into a brick wall was going to cause the death of 2 or 3 individuals? Yeah, the state would argue yes. Counts 7 through 10 are felonious assaults. No person shall do either of the following: cause physical harm to another or to another's unborn. Man, unborn children have, oh, that's because abortion is probably illegal. Okay, cause or attempt to cause, okay. No person shall do either of the following: cause serious physical harm to another or to another's unborn. Cause or attempt to cause physical harm to another by the use of a deadly weapon. If you're driving, the deadly weapon in the state will argue would be the vehicle. Cause serious physical harm. In this case, we have that. Counts 11 through 12, aggravated vehicular homicide. No person, while operating or participating in the operation of a motor vehicle, motorcycle, snowmobile, locomotive, watercraft, or aircraft, shall cause the death of another or the unlawful termination of another's pregnancy in the following way: recklessly or as proximate result of committing, while operating or participating in the operation of a motor vehicle in a construction zone, a reckless operating offense provided in Section 5, only if the persons whose death was caused, which pregnancy was terminated within the... Okay, wait. This is... Something must have happened in Ohio in a construction zone, because if you kill someone in a construction zone and they're pregnant, you get charged twice. I don't know what this has. This doesn't have anything to do with us, but she's just quoting the law. Okay, recklessly. A person who acts recklessly when, with heedless indifference to the consequences, the person disregards a substantial and unjustifiable risk that the person's conduct is likely to cause a certain result or is likely to be of a certain nature. A person is reckless with respect to the circumstances when, with heedless indifference to the consequences, the person disregards a substantial and unjustifiable risk. The state would argue that we have met more than that, but at least that. Count 14, the drug position. No person shall knowingly obtain, possess, or use a controlled substance. There were multiple testimonies from, I believe it was Captain Stainslaw and the detective, that mushrooms were found on Mackenzie's person, and there was a marijuana tested that was found in her bag. Possession of criminal tools. Oh, that's the scale, I bet. We also had testimony about the scale that was found on Mackenzie's person. Additional important information, just to recall and bring back some testimony so the court can recall, statements by Mackenzie Shirilla herself. The detective testified that he went to the hospital to speak with Mackenzie. He can't remember if it was the first or second time that Mackenzie made a statement to Detective Hasu, and I quote, can't you just take my whole license for 10 years or something? Mackenzie also made a statement testified to by the detective that Mackenzie told Christine Russo when Christine Russo asked, why didn't you just get a ride? He was, what? Effed up. That's not really what the statement was. It's something like Christine Russo asked, why didn't you get a ride? And she said, because we weren't fucked up. These statements are important. Can't you take my whole license for 10 years or something? The state would argue that shows guilt. According to the medical records, Mackenzie Shirilla expressed that she felt, and I quote, guilty for killing her boyfriend. Again, those words talk about guilt. Not sorrow, not pain, but guilt. From the medical records and the Briera Fire Department, during my direct examination of both Captain Stanislaw and the doctor, their final conclusions that were during their examinations of Mackenzie Shirilla, there were no signs present to show that a medical emergency caused this event. The court, they weren't declared experts. Mr. Troop, they were in fact witnesses, Your Honor. The doctor testified to what was in the report. No mechanical or electrical deficiency caused this event. Wait, Mr. Troop took over closing statements? The doctor testified as to what was in the report. No mechanical or electrical deficiencies caused this event. Everything was working normally as it should have been prior to the crash. That was testified to by Mark Sargent. And lastly, and most importantly, the driver's license. Mackenzie Shirilla's driver's license is important because she applied not once, but twice, one very close to the time of this accident occurred after this crash had occurred. Oh, after this homicide had occurred, she went back and applied for a license, listing on there that nothing was preventing her from obtaining her driver's license. I do not have that marked and checked by the mother. The modeling, the Halloween, the concert. Why is this all relevant? Inaudible. Lastly, Your Honor, the state of Ohio just wants to bring this court back to the probable cause. What is probable cause? Probable cause is the probable component of the probable cause determination. Okay, that's a lot of. The probable cause determination means that the state must produce the evidence that raises more than mere suspicion of guilt, but need not prove or provide evidence proving guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. At a Bindover hearing, prior to binding a juvenile over to the common pleas court, the court must find some credible evidence as to each and every element of the offense. The evidence must be credible, not incredible. Furthermore, determination of the merit of competing prosecution and defense theory. Okay, merit of competing prosecution and defense theories, both of which could be credible, ultimately is a matter of for the fact finder at this trial. Your Honor, we would ask that you take all of these things into consideration. The state argues that we have shown some credible evidence. We've met that low burden to have to prove some credible evidence to each and every count of this complaint, and we ask that you find probable cause on those counts. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I have to wet my whistle. We're going in. Okay, welcome. If you're new or you're just joining us, welcome. We are in the closing arguments of the Bindover hearing for the state of Ohio to take Mackenzie Shirilla up to the big boy court. This is the final closing argument by the only person I think in the entire world that is Mackenzie Shirilla in an adult male body. So, welcome. I am so glad you're here. Thank you for joining me tonight. We are almost done with the probable cause hearing, and I cannot stop and look at the chat or I will get off track, and we're almost done. Okay. Your Honor. So the other reason is because he's like male Mackenzie, he's rude, in my opinion. This is my opinion. Everyone please form your own opinions. Based on reading this transcript, I think he's rude and he interrupts people, he lies, and he speaks over them. And so we're going to do Mackenzie's voice in honor of her text messages. Your Honor, may it please the court. So I still haven't heard their theory on this case. Really, I'll start with that. So there's a couple of problems with the prosecutor's case. Number one, in court, no one in court identified my client. That's number one. Number two, Mr. Troop, I'm sorry, we stipulated. You did not stipulate to identity. Oh, God. If we get this thrown out on a technicality, come on, Troop. You had one job. So we stipulated to her age, and that's it. So that's number one. Isn't that like day one of school, a law school? You learn you have to identify the defendant. I didn't even go to law school, and I'm pretty sure that that's like day one. Yeah, because Emily D. Baker always gets so annoyed when they don't identify the defendant. Anyway. Okay, so that's number one. Number two problem is that they had a coroner here, and I could have asked him questions, but I wasn't going to ask him questions because there's a manner of death, and he lists 5 of them. He said one of them is homicide. He said homicide, and then he elaborated as to what homicide is. And his exact quote was, homicide is when someone takes someone's life. He ruled that out and called it an accident. And that detective brought it to the prosecutor's attention, and they didn't do anything. Oh, well, that's a problem. They didn't change it from accident to homicide? I thought they did. I thought that was the big deal. Oh, no. Okay, well, that's a problem. It's not my job to present. I don't disagree with him here, actually. It's not my job to present their case. It's their job. And that in itself means this shouldn't go no further. However, I will respond to what they said in order. Jury definition, specific intent to kill. Their evidence, 90 miles an hour, some text messages about the 17th, about an incident between Mackenzie and Dominic, and it goes both ways. We didn't see evidence that goes both ways. And then something on the 22nd with some phone where they can't even charge her with a crime. And that is what shows a specific intent to kill. Oh my God, why didn't they bring up the fact that she like scouted out, or I mean, you can call it whatever you want. She was there like 7 times before the accident. Oh, maybe that's why they did bring it up at trial, because they didn't bring it up in this. I don't disagree with them. I think these are actually pretty good arguments. The prosecutor, I mean, I agree with him so far, which is annoying, but I do. You have to give credit where credit's due. So far, he has 2 really good points, or you might even have 3. The prosecutors also completely misstated the evidence that came in terms of the prior calculation and design. What they talked about, purpose and prior calculation and design in the law that they showed says within minutes. That's the law that they put up there, within minutes. Yeah, Sergeant said it was from 0 to 60 in 19 seconds. Oh no. Oh boy. Oh, he might have a point. Okay. For as annoying as he's been, he has another good point, I think. Okay, it took 19 seconds, 0 to 60 in 19 seconds, maybe 19 to 22, but that's not the evidence. This detective over here agrees that at the turn, the car was going 35 miles per hour, and that's what the speed limit is. This table had the opportunity to present you the speed of that car once it made that turn, and they didn't. Okay, these are really impressive arguments. I must say myself, I definitely did not give him enough credit, but I think these 3 arguments so far are good. So all that Sergeant said was that this car could go. Oh, okay, these are good arguments that this car could go 50 to 80 in 9 seconds. That's what he said. That's what the prosecutors said in their statement right here, is that the car went a quarter of a mile at 90 miles an hour, because that's really all the evidence that they have. They can't pinpoint when that car started going fast. They just can't. And all they can do is take the evidence that they have from these 2 vantage points and calculate what the speed is. And that's it. And this is very important when we're talking about prior calculation and design and purposely. The prosecutor just said that the car was going that speed for a quarter of a mile. Okay. I'm good enough at math to say that 60 miles per hour, if you're going 60 miles an hour, you can travel 1 mile in 1 minute. You go a quarter of a mile in 15 seconds, that's 60. You go and do the math and you have 90 miles per hour. That's about 9 seconds, which is completely consistent with what Sergeant said. It was about 9 to 12 second time to get the power up to that speed. That's the only evidence there is. So 9 seconds, they want to say that this young girl here did something purposefully and with prior intent, I'm guessing, calculation and design. The math itself just doesn't add up. And by the way, this detective was driving there 80 miles an hour just a couple of days ago. I understand why he did it, and I understand that that's reckless, but I don't know you need to take that into consideration. Oh, okay. All right, he's winning me back. These are all great arguments for a defense attorney. These are all really good arguments. All right, the prosecutor thought the court, wait. You said he doesn't know why he was doing that? No. Wait, you said he doesn't know why he was doing it? Oh, so she's asking now why detective. He's just pointing out to the court that the detective did try to drive 80. He drove 80 miles an hour on a posted speed limit of 30. And he's like, just pointing that out. Like, it's so obvious. I shouldn't have to point it out. And she's like, wait, you're saying he didn't know why he was doing it? And he's like, no. Like, he knew why he was doing it. He was just kind of pointing it out. What I'm saying is he's just doing it, going 80 miles per hour. I'm just saying that he did it to see the conditions of the road that he said was bumpy. I'm saying it was probably reckless on his part, but okay. To drive 80 miles an hour on that street? Yeah. Okay, got it. Okay, that was good, actually. I get it. 90 miles an hour, that's reckless. There's no way around that. That's just the simple fact. But based on the law, He might have a really great argument, actually. And while we're talking about the jury instructions in a few minutes, it says it has to be beyond a momentary impulse. That's important for you. Wait, there is a jury in here? We never brought the jury. That's important. Oh, she is the jury. She's a trier of fact. Okay, got it. So okay, that's important for you to remember. So they're relying that my client wanted to kill these people because she's going to crash a car. She told him on the 17th, I'll crash this car. Well, if you really believe that, what's he doing getting in the car with her day after day after day? Yep, that's a great point. As annoying as this guy is, he definitely is doing a great job at poking holes in the prosecution story. Well, if you really believe that, why did he keep getting in the car with her? Exactly. If you really believe that, why doesn't he kick her out of his house? If Miss Russo really knows that, why did she ever let Mackenzie back in there? Why? Because this is the bottom line here. These are two kids. One is 4 years older that fight, bicker, etc., in an inappropriate way, but certainly nothing to the extent that the I don't even want to say the descriptive words. I'm not even going to say them. Actually, it just pisses me off. But certainly nothing to the extent that Dominic Russo would be afraid of this 90-pound girl, not 90 years. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, it's starting to get annoying again. Like, why did you have to take a dig at Dom? Like, you could have just used... All right, well, now he's getting Mackenzie's voice back. The prosecutor said that this plan started on July 17th. Well, that's farcical. Well, that's a dumb word. That's farcical. And I don't think I'm even going to respond to that. When they talk about the aggravated vehicular homicide, the drugs and the possession of criminal tools, they clearly met their burden. There's no question. Okay, good. Increasingly, the doctor, they said there could have been no physical reason except that the patrolman from Barrera, I think, responded and said the pulse ox was 82. And we heard the doctor, the expert, testify as to what that meant. What credible evidence do they have that this girl came up with the plan to unalive these two kids? It makes no sense that she would want to do it. The reason I brought in the two witnesses is to show, one, they were getting along 2 days before. Well, all we had to do is present the text messages and she would flip on a dime. That they were getting along a couple days before and that she's not thinking about self-deleting. If they're going to argue that it's purposeful, then she knows she's going to unalive herself too. And that's just not her. You can think whatever you want about her, but there's no evidence whatsoever that she wants to self-delete other than that 911 call her father made to the police that she wants to unalive herself. And therefore, when you take into account the lack of time that she wasn't thinking of self-deleting, and they simply haven't proven their case. By the way, they did not present any evidence of any self-harm. Oh my God, Tim Troop, go get that video. Get the video that we just played. They didn't bring any type of unaliving note. The officer or the sergeant talked about pedal misapplication. On redirect, we talked about the pedal misapplication is the gas and the brake. But on direct, he said, yeah, many times people hit the wrong pedal and they just speed. That's what he said. So we need to take that into account. All of the witnesses never once mentioned self-deleting, and the suicide talk and the detective talk too. The medical records that are replete with POTS say what POTS is and what the conditions are. Excuse me? We didn't see any medical records that are replete with POTS said what POTS is and what the conditions are. We didn't see any medical records in this report or in this that say anything about POTS. That's an interesting argument, mister. Why are you bringing this up right now? I don't think he presented it at all. Okay. The description of Turner, Paul, Rosemary, and the others. Oh, okay. So Baba, Rosie, Paul, and the others that night say everyone was in good spirits. There was no fighting. Okay, I want to play the clip where she's calling Rosie a snitch. Please hold. she says, why is Rosie going to snitch on me? What is Rosie snitching on if you're all in good spirits and you were coloring, watching South Park? You weren't, you dummy. Please hold. I am finding her say that Rosie's going to snitch. Rosie's the snitch of what is my question. Okay, please hold. All right, welcome everyone. If you're just getting, no. Well, welcome everyone. If you're just getting here, we are watching, or we're reading the closing arguments of the Bindover trial, of Bindover hearing for Mackenzie Shirilla to get into big boy court. The video that we're about to play is just to prove a point that Mackenzie, or that Bubba and Paul, I think everyone lied that night and said everyone was in great spirits. But we have a clip of her on a jail call saying that Rosie's a snitch. But if you were coloring and watching South Park, what could she possibly snitch on? And the video that is on the screen, or hopefully it's about to be on the screen, is Mackenzie in the back of the cop car. It's a silent video, but the sound you're hearing is her jail call. Okay, so that's where we are. Thanks for coming. We are wrapping it up, team.
Fear. I just I don't try to be a part of the loop if you're just like
That's what I mean.
like the rat or something like that's weird as fuck.
No, that's what I mean. So just pause on that. I know it's hard to not feel that way.
Like I'm very weirded the fuck out. Like I don't. That's just.
Hold on. She's in a bad mood.
I'm sorry, in a bad mood. I'm just
I'm
calling
not in a bad
you.
mood. What is?
Well,
I'm not in a bad mood.
Okay. I love you.
I love you too, Dad. Like what the fuck? Like what does that have to do with you talking to me? That's weird.
No,
as fuck.
I love you. I got in trouble last night or this morning.
Why?
I got in trouble.
By who?
Mommy got mad at me.
For what?
So that must mean in like 2 weeks we're gonna get in a car accident and I'm gonna be charged with murder and felonious assault and stuff, because in Strongsville, if you speed, it's it's something bad. Anyways, I love you very much. I'm angry for you, baby. I'm just letting you know I'm angry. Every waking second that I'm thinking is about you. That's all I'm thinking about. I just want to let you know I love you so much, and I cannot believe you are being put through this. This is. I hope karma comes back and bites everybody that's against you in the ass so hard.
Oh, low test never fails to piss me off. Okay, we're out of there. We're done with low test. But the point was that, and it doesn't matter, like literally the name Russo in we have people that live there, so they can speak on it more than I can. But what I know is there are the Russos aren't related to each other. Like it's like Smith, I guess. It's just a really common name. There was a Russo in the Whitey Bulger case too. Big deal. It doesn't mean anything, but Steve would like to argue that it does, but I wouldn't put this is no Canton, Massachusetts. Let's just say that. Like, so far, everything in this case, and I am 100% I'm not always on the prosecutor side, or I'm not always on the defense side. I'm on the side of the truth. So in this case, so far, I can confidently say that we have found nothing nefarious in the sense that there's collusion like in Canton. If you follow the Karen Reed case, then that's a complete mess. Okay, we are so close to being done. The description of Bubba, Paul, and Rosie about the nights that everyone was in great spirits. Yeah, well, you were also doing something that you've never done in the 2 years leading up to it. You've never colored, and we've heard coloring one other time. And they've never said that they watch TV or South Park. There was absolutely no fighting. That's based on, I would say, anyway. Okay, I'm wetting my whistle because we're going back to Mackenzie. Lying. There was that text message that was received at 4 while they were probably asleep, but that Davion responded to. He didn't respond until he was in the backseat of that car. You've got the time exactly there. You have where Davion's body was found, which to me makes the most sense since he's trying to show something. Oh, that's a good argument. annoying, but it's a good argument. He's trying to say that he was trying to show the kids, Dominic and Mackenzie, the picture that was sent to him from Colorado. It's a good argument. The detective and the detective had Detective Glover go through social media and found not 2 incidences that the prosecutors say leads to prior calculation. Well, what about her location being there? And maybe it was like a known cutoff or whatever, but she was there 7 times. And one of them, she's like, something weird happened with her phone at the location 3 days before the accident. Why didn't the prosecution, maybe they bring it all in at trial. We don't know. But anyway, but it looked, okay. So anyway, he's like discrediting, says leads to prior calculation and design, but it looks and finds 136 examples of distracted driving, reckless driving, or speed. That's clearly 136 versus 2 minor incidents that come out of nowhere, near purposefully nor calculation and design. So when you look at all this, absolutely the state has failed to meet their burden. Thank you. That was good. That was a great closing argument. He is annoying and he's rude, but that was a really good closing argument. He poked a lot of holes in their case. The court, thank you. Close. Yes, okay, Mr. Troop. Yes, Your Honor. It's a probable cause hearing, Your Honor. Our burden is probable cause. Regarding Mackenzie Shirilla's identification, the court received medical records. Her date of birth is stipulated to. Photographs from her cell phone were depicted in court. Her voice was played on the screen. We've got the right person here, and I think we provided significant evidence that we're talking about Mackenzie Shirilla. Oh, you know what the defense could have argued is it's not her. Because anyway, from the first time Mr. McDonald spoke to you until now, he has just continually tried to appeal to your emotions. Look at my client. Look how small she is. She's barely 100 pounds. Sometimes she's 90, but sometimes she's 100. But he wants you to take that into consideration. And that's not right. You're not supposed to look at her and consider her size. You're not supposed to consider that she's a young girl. That's not fair. You're supposed to look at the evidence. And you shouldn't be asking you repeatedly to look at her small size. And it seems that that's been put forth from this side of the aisle to distract you from the evidence. It's a good thing we had a video of Officer Robinson responding with his dash cam, because for 2 witnesses in a row, Mr. McDonald cross-examined those witnesses about all of the potholes and how deep the potholes were. He came in here today, 18 to 25 potholes, 10 to 18 inches deep, and that's just not true. There is absolutely no evidence of that. It's just not true. And so I think that it's important to point that out. He wants to say 90 miles an hour was the speed. He wants to say he's making his closing argument about a 90 miles an hour is going to be the speed. Well, that's not the testimony. The testimony was that at the position of the Lincoln Parma Movers building, she was going 97. And then at the second point, she was going 98. The other testimony was just that before impact, she reached the speed of 100. And this was taken from the black box of Sergeant McQuaid. She clocked out at 100 miles an hour. And it sounds way better if we said 90, and it's easier to convince you if we go with that number. But that's not accurate. We can't pinpoint exactly when the car first started going fast, but we can go from the building where the second video is taken. We can go from there, from the Lincoln Parma Movers. God, she hates those Parma bitches. If she's going 98 miles per hour at that point, and it doesn't take a lot of math to know that it takes her 20 seconds or more, as testified to by Mark Sargent, to get up to that speed, that she's got her pedal to the metal before she even reached Parma Movers, and she never took her foot off the gas. So our theory of the case, we're not required to prove a theory of the case. What we have shown is that recklessness, whether or not this was an unaliving attempt, or whether she really just thought that because she was strapped into her seatbelt, maybe because she was strapped into her seat, and maybe because she was so small that the 2 boys weren't, maybe she thought she could walk away from it. I don't think that makes any sense. I think when somebody puts their foot on a gas pedal and never takes it off until the car collides with a concrete and brick structure, I think that shows intent. I think that shows her purpose. And I think she's lucky to be here. I think she's fortunate that she survived her intentional, purposeful, planned conduct. If it was the other way around, in 2 weeks and some change before a person used a firearm on someone to take their life, and then there was a recording or a witness who said, I heard so-and-so say that, I was going to shoot them, and then they did it, then it really does matter. What Hench heard over the telephone, Dominic, I'm going to crash this car, she had thought about it. She uttered it. It was something that she was capable of, and it really, really becomes important when she does it, and when she follows up and fills that plan out. It does become important. You can infer things from the evidence that's been presented. You can infer because Dominic Russo is sitting in his house, locked in his house, while Mackenzie is breaking the doorknob and threatening to damage his car. You can infer things. What would make a man get on his cell phone and record this conversation? What would cause him to do that? You can infer that it must have happened before. You can infer that evidence he was doing that for a reason. He was saving that so he could speak to you. And that's what she's capable of. When you listen to those, you'll hear Dominic saying, what are you going to do, Kenzie? Why do you keep threatening me? Why is he recording this? That's important. Prosecutor Kapach wanted to show the state's Exhibit 1, and I did too, because I think that's what's so important in this case. When Mackenzie's driving down Pearl and turns onto Progress, you cannot make a more controlled turn. She is control of that car. She is in control of the car, and she remains in control of the car. The evidence is more than probable cause here, Judge. She never took her foot off the gas pedal. This is controlled. This is a plan. She knows this street. She's been on this street several times close in time to this event, and the detectives testified to it. She knows this street. She knows it's a location that dead ends into a brick building. She knows that it's a generally straight street with some curves, but she knows where it ends. That's not an accident. It's not an accident that this occurred where it occurred. This is not an out of control drive down Progress. It's not out of control. When you watch the video, when you see the dash cam of Officer Robertson's cruiser, you will see the steep S-turn that is in that road. That is not a car that somebody could have lost control of. And Judge, I want you to play the state's exhibit of the actual impact, because the court asked Allison about where was the hard right turn, and the evidence is that the black box recorded the last 5 seconds, approximately the last 5 seconds. That's when the first triggering event woke up the black box. I want you to listen to this car before it even gets to those last 5 seconds. When you count back from the crash, the last 5 seconds, you see a missile. You won't see a person driving that car. For the purposes of the record, Mackenzie is leaving the courtroom while you play the... Oh, what? The court interrupted and said, for the purposes of the record, Mackenzie is leaving the courtroom while you play the video. Mackenzie Shirilla leaves the courtroom. You don't like to watch yourself kill people? Mr. Troop, when you look at the last 5 seconds of this video and you try to determine where somebody makes a hard turn and you compare it with the testimony, this is not a situation where somebody's in the car steering and turning. There are reactions and actions happening in the car. Then he plays the video. While the court is in front of the screen, I'll point out the sign in the exhibit was lit up at the end of Progress. It was lit up. Mackenzie Shirilla's car left the street and aimed it in a direct beeline for that sign. It hit it square. The tracks show it heading directly towards that sign, the only lighted object at the end of the street, and that's why she never took her foot off the gas pedal, and that's why she never made an attempt to hit the brake. We have provided probable cause here, Your Honor. I don't know if it was an unaliving attempt, and I don't know if she planned to do what she did, but you can't see this and square it with the fact that this was not medically caused incident. This was not caused from a Toyota failure. It wasn't caused because something was wrong with the mechanics, the meticulously maintained Camry. This was conduct that was calculated to cause death. Thank you. Is your argument still prior calculation and design if you only take into consideration and find, this is the court. So the judge is asking Troop a question. Is your argument still prior calculation and design If you only take into consideration and find credible the evidence that just happened on that street that day, not taking into consideration or not finding credible the arguments with respect to July 17th and July 31st? Absolutely. Yes, Your Honor. She is clearly under control. She has clearly selected the street and where this is going to take place. She gets on the gas pedal at such an early time in Progress Drive, and she never gets off of it. She could have got off of it way before she got up to 100 miles per hour at Parma Movers. I'm sorry, 98 miles per hour. She could have gotten off the gas after that. She could have tried to touch the brake. She never did. She was committed, and that is pure commitment. Thank you. Thank you. The court, I obviously am not going to I'm not going to be able to make a decision today. There has been very extensive testimony and a number of exhibits that I will still need to go through in detail. I would ask that the state of Ohio provides me with a copy of all the case law that you cited in your closing argument. And I would also ask that I am also going to ask whether you have any case law as it relates to the identification at a probable cause hearing, because I am too noticed that at the close of your case. Because I too noticed that at the close of your case. Well, that could be a problem for the prosecutors. Oh, Tammy. And one, the relevance of it at a probable cause hearing is a bindover proceeding, but also an identification as it relates to maybe the person's name being used or, photos. But there was never a single witness that came in here and said the person that I extracted from that car, the person whose body I examined, the person whose medical records are right here, the person that I went and visited at Metro, I spoke to her mom. Not one single person was asked to say, is that the same person? This is just, okay, although this is the prosecutor, I think this is like law school 101. And I think this is almost as bad as her attorney saying that they missed the deadline for a leap year. Sure, Jan. I think Emily D. Baker talks about this all the time. There's no identification of her voice on that phone call. It's no one here to say that that's her voice or those are her photos on the screen to match her up with the same person in this courtroom. So is the court able to infer that based on the totality of all of the testimony and the photos that were presented without an actual in-court identification? Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. God, please tell me Mr. Troop learned a few lessons. All right. Thank you for everyone for your patience. Thank you for, as difficult as this was, maintaining your composure. This is the court. This is the judge speaking. I honestly don't even want to put a date on when I can give you a decision because I don't know how long it's going to take me to go through all of this and then to receive the case law. I also am going to do some research as it relates to that issue because I've honestly never had it come up at a probable cause hearing before. And Mr. McDonald, you're going to be tied up next week. Is that correct? In another trial? Yes, Your Honor. Okay, so how about, and that's starting Monday? Mr. McDonald, we also hope that they will not go forward. Okay, they're talking scheduling. We touch base. Okay, how about we touch base on Monday and figure out where we're at? Okay, that's fine. Okay, they can pick a date. I do not issue decisions by journal entry, so that's not something I will do. I will bring you all back in here and I'll rule on the record if everyone's okay with that. Have a great weekend. The hearing concluded at 4:33. We're so close. We're only 14 pages away from the end. Okay. Certificate. Oh, this is the stenographic reporter. Okay, we're so close, team. Oh, the captain can see we're coming in to the airport. We're starting to circle the airport. We're coming in for a landing. We're just looking for the right city to land in. We're closer than we've ever been. Okay, sorry. I just had to make this small because here we go. All right. Okay. I'm trying to just make this fit. Where is everything? Alrighty. I don't want to lose this momentum. Fit one page. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is the certificate. So this is like this, you know, the guy who, all right, here we go. The state of Ohio. Oh, phew, we're so close. I got so excited to see the airport that the state of Ohio, county of blah, blah, blah. Judge Jennifer O'Malley, in the Court of Common Pleas Juvenile Division, in the matter of Mackenzie Shirilla, case number DL 22211363, probable cause hearing, cause ruling, volume 3 of 3, continued audio recording. Okay, March 15th. All right. All the people were there, the same prosecution team, and James McDonald, Mackenzie, stage 5 Klinger, and low test Steve. Okay, that's who's present in court right now. Proceedings. This is the judge speaking. Good afternoon, everyone. We are here in the matter of the state of Ohio versus Mackenzie Shirilla in case number DL 22111363. We are present today so the court can issue its decision as it relates to the state's request for this case to be transferred to the General Division of the Court of Common Pleas, and it had also filed a notice of mandatory bindover. The court previously did proceed with the probable cause hearing. I've had the opportunity to take this matter under advisement, and I will issue my decision here today. Before doing that, all of the parties can please state their name on the record. Okay, we're going through everyone mentioning that they're there. Oh, Detective Awesome is there. The prosecution. Jim McDonald is there. Mackenzie is there. Mackenzie's parents are there. Well, Natalie Shirilla is there. Steve Shirilla is there. Thank you. And the courtroom is, and she's stating for the record, the courtroom is completely full of members of both family and friends for both Mackenzie as well as the victims in this matter. Like I have stated, thank you everyone for your patience. This is obviously a very long and detailed probable cause hearing where a lot of information was presented to this court so that we may hear in probably the most probable cause hearings. What? This was obviously a very long and detailed probable cause hearing where a lot of information was presented to this court, more so than we hear in probably most probable cause hearings. There was obviously a lot of exhibits that were provided to the court. I did have an opportunity to fully review every single one of those exhibits. I know that there were a lot of cases that the state of Ohio had cited in their opening and closing arguments, which I had asked them to provide me with a copy of all of the case law, and I had the opportunity to go through them. I know that one of the arguments that Mr. McDonald brought up in his closing argument was the fact that there was not one witness that made an identification of Mackenzie, which was something that I also noticed. So I asked the state of Ohio to provide case law on that. I did review the case law, and I also did my own research on this issue. As it relates to probable cause hearing, the state does need to prove probable cause. But what does that mean? They need to show that there's more than a mere suspicion of guilt, but they need not provide evidence providing that guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, which is the burden at trial. So the court must weigh the evidence presented and determine whether or not there is a fair probability of criminal activity. And the state does have to show that there's credible evidence as it relates to each of the elements of the charges. And so when I make a decision, I have to go through each of the counts and make a decision as it relates to the probable cause on each of those counts. As it relates to the identification, the case law is very clear that identity can generally be shown by circumstantial evidence, and the offender does not have to Oh, yes, okay. Whew. I hope you learned your lesson, though, Troop. It's okay. It's okay they didn't identify her, according to case law. The case law is clear that identity can generally be shown by circumstantial evidence, and the offender does not have to visually be identified in court by a witness. So at this point, the court would be weighing whether the state has provided credible evidence as to the identification of Mackenzie throughout its probable cause hearing. Also, I know that the state of Ohio did provide case law on counts 1 and 2 that they are alleging aggravated M with prior calculation and design. And so I know that there was some case law provided on that, and I did do my own research. And I also wanted to put on the record that according to state v. standards 2022-Ohio 2261, the case they stated that the Ohio Supreme Court had held that the statute's own terms suggest advanced reasoning to formulate a purpose to kill. They go on further to state that evidence of an act committed in the spur of the moment or after a momentary consideration is not evidence of a premeditated decision or a studied consideration of the method of a means to cause death. Well, they go on to state that there's no bright line test for determining whether a defendant's actions show premeditated decision of studied consideration to kill. They state that each case turns on a particular fact and the evidence presented at trial or here that it is credible evidence as to those elements. And Ohio courts have traditionally considered 3 factors in looking at whether there's prior calculation and design. That is, number 1, did the accused and the victim know each other? And if so, was that relationship strained? Well, that's not looking good for you, Mackenzie. Did the accused give thought or preparation to choosing the murder weapon or murder site? And was the act a drawn out or an almost instantaneous eruption of events? This is not looking good. While those factors are not dispositive, the court should weigh these factors with the totality of the circumstances surrounding the murder to determine whether the evidence showed that a defendant or an alleged delinquent had the time and opportunity to plan a homicide, and the circumstances show a scheme designed to implement the calculated decision to unalive someone. So I have taken all of that into consideration, and I have weighed it with the facts in this case, and my decision is as follows. Oh, we need a drum roll, please. As it relates to count 1 and count 2, aggravated M, an unclassified felony, I do not find that the state has shown probable cause as it relates to those 2 charges. As it relates to counts 3, 4, 5, and 6, those are the M charges. All of those being unclassified felonies, I have found that the state of Ohio has met their burden as it relates to those, and that there's probable cause as it relates to those elements of these offenses. As it relates to counts 7, 8, 9, and 10, which are felonious assault counts, I do find that the state of Ohio has met their burden as it relates to those counts. As it relates to counts 11 and 12, which are the aggravated vehicular homicide counts, I do find that the state of Ohio has met their burden and there's probable cause to those 2 counts. As it relates to count 14, drug possession, a felony of the 5th degree, as well as possessing criminal tools, a felony of the 5th degree, I find that the state of Ohio has met their burden and there's probable cause on those 2 counts. I also find that in counts 3, 4, 5, and 6, being the murder counts, as well as the fact that Mackenzie's date of birth was 17 years old at the time of these offenses, this is a mandatory bindover and the state has met those findings. The court is hereby granting the state of Ohio's request to transfer this case. Your matter will now be presented directly to the grand jury for potential indictment. According to the state v. Smith, since no probable cause was found in the aggravated murder charges, the state of Ohio does not have the ability to file those once the case is transferred downtown. What? As it relates to bond, does the state of Ohio wish to be heard? Your Honor, we believe that Mackenzie is a flight risk. Oh, we heard her on a court or on a jail call asking to get bonded out before Monday before they take it away. Yeah, we believe she's a flight risk. We also believe she's a danger to the community. After this crash that cost 2 lives, she went out and obtained a driver's license and was seen driving that car using illicit substances again. We ask for $1 million bond. $1 million bond, $500,000 for each victim. Mr. McDonald, Your Honor, may it please the court. From the time of this incident until she was arrested on the highway, she made absolutely no attempt to flee. I think that should be taken into account. Number 1, Number two, if she were to be, we think she should be given a much lower bond. She would have the ability to stay at her parents' house. Her mother works from the house, and that would be important. I also think consistent with what the bond should be set, the bond would be set downtown on cases like this is normally either 50,000, 10%, or 100,000, 10%. You also have the ability to place her on house arrest. And I think that would be an appropriate bond for these reasons. The court. So I did reach out to the bond commissioner just to try to gauge what type of bonds they are giving downtown on homicide-related offenses without obviously providing too much information. And the bond commissioner said that they are between $250,000 and $1 million on those cases. So based on everything that's been presented to this court, I'm going to impose a bond in the amount of $500,000 cash, surety, or property. And that's not going to be 10%. If that can be posted, a court supervised release. Oh, okay. That's why Mackenzie asked her mom to take money against the house. She is smarter than her parents. Once this gets transferred downtown, if there's an indictment that comes out of it, you'll go in front of a judge down there for the arraignment, and they will have the opportunity to change the bond, whether to raise it or keep it the same or even lower it. So my condolences to all of the victims' family members. I cannot imagine what this has done to everyone's family. Obviously, everyone, whether it be the victims or Mackenzie herself, obviously have a lot of support. And I hope that everyone, on behalf of the victims, obviously you sat through some obviously you sat through some graphic photos and videos, and obviously you had to relive a lot of what has happened. And I hope that at some point you can put that out of your mind and just let their memories live on through all of the great memories that you have of them. And Mackenzie, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you. Hearing concluded at 2:04 p.m. Oh, we did it. I think we're done. And that's a wrap, folks. We did it. Yay. Yay. We did it. Thank you for being here with me. Oh my goodness. Hello, my friends. I'm back. Oh, hello. Jamie. Thank you, my love bug. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Oh, we did it. I can't even see you. Please hold. I'm going to refresh because I can't see you guys. I'll be right back. And then the last time I said, if you don't hear me, it's because I'm refreshing. We jinxed it. So BRB. But I do need to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Thank you. I had to use the restroom. Hi, everyone. Okay, let's get to these comments. Great job, Kate. Woohoo, we did it. Thank you. We did it. Yay, Debbie. Yay. Hello, legally. Oh, hi, Tia Marie. Hi, guys. Okay, one thing I did see a comment. Welcome to all of our new friends and members. Okay, one thing I have posted a couple of times is the spiritual side of Mackenzie. And one of the things that I have found through hours of reading her stuff and like intuitively, soul contract wise. Part of the new earth is knowing that we are moving into the age of Aquarius, whether you want to or not, it doesn't matter. Like the star, we're moving into a new age. That is every 3,000 years, the earth is moving, obviously. And I mean, obviously, like it's rotating. We have a night and a day. And what it also means is we are moving into a new part of the galaxy. In this part of the galaxy, our low vibration of us against them, hatred, anger, bombing, and any of that stuff, like, is not even acceptable in the part of the universe we're moving into. So as humanity is waking up and choosing love over separation, that's what's expected. That's what's expected. So for all of our new friends, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. For all of our old friends, thanks for coming. She's not an evil, vile little girl. She's a broken little girl. She was raised by a broken little girl. So you can think of it in your own life. Like if your grandma makes great apple pie, it gets passed down through the generations. Well, so does trauma and generational trauma. And your job here on earth right now is to break generational curses. So whatever that looks like in your family, it could be alcoholism, blah, 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 whatever that looks like for you, that's your job here. And we have to look at Mackenzie through the eyes of love. And that sounds like cheesy and annoying. And she is annoying AF, but she's not evil. Although I do think 100% she was possessed. She dabbled in the dark side, and we have talked about her being a black magician. She is a very, very powerful black magician. And that's okay too. Like we have free will. That's the fun part of being here. The good news is, and one of our friends pointed this out, baby witches can be extra dangerous because they don't understand their power. Intuitively, she knew what she was tapping into. She was doing black magic. We have testimony or witness statements and cop interviews of her practicing black magic. It is my feeling that, thank God, she didn't have a mentor to show her how to use black magic because she was super powerful. She just didn't have the time to develop her skills, which is good for the rest of humanity. But the point is things like this, whether it happens, like, are meant for bad, but they give us the opportunity to look at the case through love, which is like the ultimate, everything happens. Love is the universal force. So when you're looking at her, she's not an vile, evil little bee, although she is annoying as AF at the heart. And like part of her and Davion and Dominic's soul contracts were this accident. Like, and it might have been a different thing, but Dominic and Davion, what I've gotten, and I stand by it because it's like intuitively, Davion was like the buffer, and he was also the Trinity, three, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, or whatever, everything is three, the perfect Trinity. So Davion was there. He was there to protect Dominic, and Dominic didn't want to come back because he didn't think he could ever get away from her. So, and those were their free will choices, whether it was made on a subconscious level and not like they didn't know they were going to get in this car and she was going to do it. But she also had the opportunity to turn away from the dark side and embrace love, but she didn't. And that's okay. That's her path. She gets to just keep learning until she learns. Like it's like school, anything, graduation. Like if you don't pass 9th grade, you don't get to go to 10th grade. And she gets to go back to 9th until she learns it. And it's how much pain does she want to go through? I don't think she understands pain because she was never taught how to process emotions, because when she pushed back against her parents, instead of like grounding and being like, no, you're not going to drive your car because, or whatever, like they never said no to her. So she never learned boundaries, and she wanted it. Little kids want boundaries. So that's just kind of like, I looked at a couple of the comments, and I just want to like bring everyone back to we don't really talk shit about. It's an annoying situation. Don't get me wrong. If you look back at any of the videos when we were reading her text, she's insufferable. But at the end of the day, it's still like, she's still part of the human family, the soup, the soul family. And so at the end of the day, if you can, and you don't have to look at her with love, that takes like a lot of maturity. What you could look at her though is like, she was possessed because she made decisions that she didn't set sacred space. She didn't call in the quarters. She didn't ask for the highest and whitest light. She dabbled into the darkness, which is fun. Sometimes like it's very instant. You get rewarded very quickly, which is very human. So anyway, that's some of the spiritual side of it. There's email or videos and stuff about it. And maybe we should do like a conclusion for that. But I just wanted to like set the standard for all of us that's just like, there's only 2 rules in the chat, and like there's only really 2 rules in the universe. And well, that's what the ascended masters, if you hear about like Jesus or anything, he taught love. He was a teacher of love. That's what he taught. He taught the laws of the universe, not the laws of the satanic cult that runs us. That's a whole nother story. But he taught love, and he taught the laws and he's taught the law, and he has quotes saying like, I'm a teacher of the law. He didn't mean this like 3D world. He meant the laws of the universe, like action and reaction, and what goes up must come down. All of those are laws of the universe, not laws of humanity. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'll be here all day. All right, we did it. We finally got through the Bindover. I want to give us another cheers. That was long, but we learned a lot in there. Where is our cheer? Where's Bobby? Bobby, is Bobby running off with the dogs? All right, we need some drum rolls, please. Oh, we need an applause too. Okay, I'm coming back to the comments. I'm here. Thanks for coming to the TED Talk. How's it going over here? Dom has broken her spell. Well, no, we broke her spell. Dom couldn't get out of her spell. Every time you do those lamb prayers, you break the spell for him. No. He's in a cocoon. I've talked about this. He's in has a blanket. The only way I can explain it in human words is like, he's in a cocoon with like a magical bubble over him. No one can contact him. No, he couldn't break it. The black magic. That's why we're helping him. We're helping him break it. No. That is not broken yet, but we're breaking it so he doesn't have to do it again. He couldn't break it. And it was like, it was very powerful, but that's what we're doing. Every time you say the lamb prayers, they're connected, they're below, they're free. Grab them. Every time you say it, you free up the ley lines, and you free up the land and the people. And all you have to do is just imagine, like, you can imagine that building, and you want to like free the ley lines, free the like magic that was holding him there. But he is now resting. No one can access him. If any medium says they've talked to him in the last 2 weeks, no, they haven't. They talked to a trickster, like a little minion. It's not him. He's resting. So we are breaking the black magic. And that's why, like, also you hear about people that go to the other side because they can be more helpful on the other side than they could be here. He and Davion's vibration was so high, they need him in other parts of the universe. He has other jobs, but not yet. The Lamb Prayers link. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you. It's in the description box, but I am going to grab it right now. And grab the Lamb Prayers. They're free. And they, if anyone followed the Karen Reed case, she was acquitted, and it was like literally magic. Anytime I heard about people talking about it, they were like, it was unbelievable. We worked day and night on breaking the land, or the magic that was woven into the land at the time of the surveyors. And that's a long story. I will explain it, but I am going to grab the Lamb Prayers link. Thanks, Deb. It's for beginners. It's a PDF. You can just like print them, use them. And every time you pray, you like send another angel to help, or you break the black magic. And here's the link. Thanks, Pet. Thanks, Deb. I appreciate you. Yeah, grab them. They're free. And that's how you can help. You can help with humanity well, you can help the earth, you can help Gaia, you can help humanity. There was a time when I was trying to do a quantum detanglement for Davion. Oh, I'm sorry, not Davion, for Dominic, but it was like so woven in magic, and so many mediums were pulling on his energy. He didn't have the energy. So we just like put him in a rest. He's in like, it's the void. It's the void. Think of zero or black. The black is the void where everything is born and everything goes. And that's the only way to describe it. It's like he's resting and there's a cocoon around him. No one can access his energy. He's sleeping. And I think that's the only way to describe it in human words. Oh, an error occurred. Hopefully you guys got those. All right. I'm so glad you guys. Bobby Smalls! Where's Bobby? Oh, I'm here. Bobby, thanks for listening. Everyone, thanks for coming. You guys, we did it. We finally did it. Oh my gosh, that was long. But I think the defense attorney really poked a lot of great holes in the state's case. As annoying as he is too. I'm not like above human feelings, just saying. You just have to like be careful of what you think of, or because like the news or anything keeps you in a really low vibration, and that's how you're easily controlled. So when you get like emotional reactions to things, like anything, then you are easily controlled because you don't have control of your own emotions. It's a process though. But the ascended masters that came, I'll talk about it. I mean, they had to learn their own lessons, but okay. So thanks for coming to the TED Talk. Thanks for flying with Conair tonight. By tomorrow, I hope everything's published and working right, because I'm ordering my sweatshirt tomorrow as soon as hopefully. And thank you for flying Conair. I'd like to thank our crew and the mods and everyone who helped us sister out and bought her some lunch. Kendall, Tia, Marie, and Jamie for gifting a membership. Thanks, Boo. Awesome. If you got the membership, you have to let us know. I love you guys very much. Everyone who came, participated. Oh, before you go, drop your link or drop where you are in the world or in America, and I'm adding it to our map. I'll show you this map. I showed it to us in the beginning, but I just want to show you. This is just America, and I'm only showing it to you so that I also did one for the world, but this is where we were just our last night, people. Let's see here. How you're doing, and you guys, we did it. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so proud of us. We did it. Now I'm like beat. Oh, I'm so glad everyone's here. Colin got it. New York, Cleveland. Oh, Colin! Yay, fun! Bobby Smalls, are you a member? Do we need to gift you a membership? Colin, congratulations. Yay. I'm so happy. Jamie, thank you so much for spreading the love. I love you guys. Thank you all so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, doing all the things. Our tomorrow schedule. Let's talk tomorrow. I have tomorrow off. So what I want to do is clean my house, get the store done, and then hang out with you guys, or maybe swim a little bit. But we're going to meet earlier tomorrow. But I don't know what time. So just keep an eye out. Turn the notifications on. I could just set it for 2 o'clock Eastern Standard, and then we could move it around if we need to. I don't even know where it sounds so overwhelming to think Conair. We're just happy we landed. Good thing we have a good crew. We'll talk about the details tomorrow. Probably Rosie's drug thing. I don't know. That just feels really good to get done. That felt as good as getting the text messages done, although there are still plenty of text messages. And with the context of what we know now, listening to her jail calls hits so different. Most of the jail calls, a lot of the jail calls that are out right now are right now at this time, like in her life. She's sitting in the courtroom and she's asking her mom to get her bond. And her mom's like, well, we don't even know how much appeal, like, we don't know. And it's happening right now. She's like making fun of the prosecutor, making fun of the blonde lady. It's all like at this time in the courtroom. The audacity. She knows it's recorded. She doesn't care. So anyway, it would be really cool if they had the trial transcript. I would love to hear that. One of our friends sent me the appeal transcript. I want to see if we can find the trial transcript. That would be interesting. Or maybe we'll do the presentation on the stair incident and how that set the stage for the accident. The pressure was so high, it had something had to give. And she drove it straight into a wall. It's wild. All right, my loves. Thank you. I'm so excited. Oh, I know. That's the fun part. It's like Secret Santa. You never know what you're going to get or who you're going to give it to. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Tomorrow's schedule is up in the air right now. I have to check with the air traffic controllers and see what we have on deck. We don't even know where we're going. Thanks for flying Conair tonight. Tomorrow we are going to have swag, and I'm ordering my sweatshirt. Well, as soon as it gets published, and I can, then everyone. I made bet stickers. I made, how do you spell eventually? Stickers. The hella good. I'll show you guys. I mean, you'll see it all tomorrow. Hopefully it'll all be live so we can just have fun. That way. Yeah, the way she speaks of the love of her life is wild. But I think she really thought that he was. She doesn't know what love is. She doesn't know what relationships are. She doesn't have examples of what it looks like. And she gets to come and do it again. Unless something changes and she learns some lessons. But I don't know. It just depends on how much pain she wants. It's her call. When we were doing the Idaho case, we found something and it was like, I saw a clip that was like seeing 47 lives, like a brother that was involved. And that's not even allegedly. All right, my loves, thanks for flying Conair tonight. Thank you to our chefs, our maintenance crew, the crew that runs us, keeps us going. Thanks for dinner. I love you. I'll see you guys on the flip side. I'll see you tomorrow. I just need to get away from Mackenzie for a minute so I can think. Maybe I'll clean tonight. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me. That was also really fun. I appreciate you and I love you. And I'll see you on the flip side. Oh, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Kate, I'm looking. Claudia lives in West Hampstead. Wait a minute. New Hampshire? Hold on. Hi, Jamie, I see you say Kate. Finally made it back. Welcome back, Amy. I have to check the replay. Conair is still flying smoothly. Yes, thank you. Me too. I did write an appeal in 800 words. I had to argue case law and that this is the second time this week this has happened. And we are reading publicly available documents, FOIA requests. This is not, we don't break news here unless we do. One time specifically, I think that was a fun, great news breaking day. Kate, I sent you the trial transcripts. Oh, legally you did? Oh, that's when I said our friend sent me the, thanks legally. When I said our friend sent us the appellate court legally, that was you. Thanks, love. And she sent us, guess what we're doing tomorrow? We're going to trial. Because maybe we should listen to some of her jail calls talking shit about these guys that are about to put her away. The 15 to life, I would just say she's there for life. And she knows it, I think, in her heart. I think that's why she doesn't care. She doesn't follow the rules. She gets grounded all the time. Her privilege is taken away. The other night, someone was like, oh, she can't call out or make video calls. It's par for the course. She would lose those privileges all the time, 30-day loss of commissary, 60-day loss of phones. It's pretty par for the course. I think she knows in her heart. But our friend legally sent us the trial transcripts. Maybe this was a little nutty. Of course, all the nuts should fly together. Yeah, we are. Oh, cluster D or cluster B. That's what word I kept trying to think of. Cluster B. That's also like part of the satanic cult, a labeling thing. I'm all against all of it because it's like all, it's so annoying. I'll explain it someday. All right, my loves. I think tomorrow maybe we'll, I don't know. I thought I saw something that I need to keep the times down to like 2 hours or something. I'll have to look at YouTube again. If it says 2 hours, then we're going to start one at 2 and start another one at 4:30. Fine. We followed the rules. I don't know if I just am making that up or what. Wait, I saw something that said, "Hey, Kate." Oh, Canada. Nice. Do you think they proved enough to bind over? I don't know. Well, obviously they did. The judge accepted it. So out of the 12 charges or 14 charges, they proved 12 of 14 to the judge. I guess that's all that really matters. I mean, I don't know. I thought the defense attorney poked a lot of holes that created a lot of reasonable doubt. But apparently they did because she turned it over. I thought, as annoying as he was, he really stepped up when it mattered. That's all that mattered was the closing statement or the closing thing. That was one thing I loved about the judge. What did they call him? It was like Judge Daddy in the Corey Riching case. He did have the hottest voice I've ever heard, but he also ruled from the bench, which was a really nice change. Anyway, Jamie, I saw you say, "Hey, Kate, welcome, Canada." Do you think they proved enough? I don't know. I mean, I guess they did. Where am I located? I'm in New England now. I used to live in Colorado, but now I'm back in New England. I'm in New Hampshire. Claudia, I lived in West Hampstead when I was a child. Oh, Hampstead, New Hampshire or Hampstead, New York? Kate, I saw Kate. Yes, I'm here, Kate. I mean, Jamie, I'm here. Read up to Legally. Oh, I did. Thanks, Legally. I love you. You're the best. Good night. I love you. No. Oh, and everyone, Legally, hopefully you haven't left. Please give an extra high five and a thanks to our lovely friend Legally. She provided those transcripts, and she provided transcripts for the appellate and apparently the court. So I want to give Legally a huge thank you and a love, and I love you. So anyway, that was all thanks to Legally, our friend Legally Guilty, Factually Innocent. I became a member 3 days ago. Of course you did. Of course. Thanks, Bobby. Bobby, imagine if we all really saw each other, you'd just get squeezed by all of us. Where's Bobby? We need the maintenance. I mean, we need the mechanic and the cook and the emotional support friend. All right. Good night, Rhonda Dog. Good night, everyone. I love you all. Thank you. And thanks again to Legally. I'm going to put that down on my note to thank Legally tomorrow when we see her. She's already left. All right. We're out of here. You all sleep well. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thanks, Legally. Oh, Legally, you're still here. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I wanted you to hear that. Thank you. Thank you. So we all get to thank Legally for sharing with us the court documents. Couldn't have done it without her, literally. So good night. And Legally, we love you. Thank you. Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow. You're still here. Good. I have to cough. Please hold. Okay. Phew. I didn't want to cough in your ear. Good. I'm glad. I wanted to thank you again. Bless be, Claudia. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for dropping everyone's addresses. Where are you all from? So we can put them on our map. I don't know. Something, but I'm tired and I love you all. And I'm forgetting my words, and that's how I know I'm tired. Great job tonight, team. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay. I'll book it, or I'll put our flight or our itinerary in tomorrow so that we can, you guys, I know you don't have to plan your day around it, but I will. So with that, I will love you and leave you. Good night again. Thank you, everyone, and everyone who came, liked, subscribed, did all the things, and super chats. Thanks for buying my lunch tomorrow, team. I love you. Good night. Oh, I don't have an outro video. Well, now we do. Here we go.